Hello and welcome to Idle Champions Presents The Court of the Raven Queen. I am your dungeon master and humble storyteller, B. Dave Walters, who I believe you just saw talking along with everybody else in the videos leading up to this. But if you are just joining us right now on time, fear not. They will air again during the break. Before we jump into this, of course, as always, I have to remind you of a few things before we get into it. First of all, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for voting over the course of the week. The next round of voting will become available right after we end here at 7 o'clock. But your votes have been tallied, calculated, and will affect the outcome of this story. I just would like to say from the bottom of my heart, I'm very disappointed in all of you for not voting for the almighty Denethor. But that's okay. It's all right. There'll be other stories. That's okay. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. But that's okay. Some other cool stuff is going to happen because, you know, if he were to show up in the first episode, there'd be nowhere else to go for the subsequent story. As always, we acknowledge that the stakes are high in this game in no small part to those votes, but we do ask that you all respect the cast, avoid backseating. A lot of times, well, one, in high stakes situations, I have found, of course, every armchair quarterback would have made every pass Tom Brady ever missed, of course. But oftentimes in high stakes moments, you have to make a quick decision, a split decision. Sometimes there's narrative reasons going on behind the scenes why someone might do what they do. So there you go. Sit back and enjoy the show. We have our votes. Believe so. The votes are public. If you've seen the votes, that's cool. But I'm not going to tell you what all happened because it's all going to unfold over the course of the narrative. So if you want to know, you can look it up. It is very much out there. In chat, I ask, you know, you guys don't spam the votes there unless, you know, somebody expressly wants to know. Otherwise, it's all going to come out. It's all going to happen. Today's stream code is ICP3, a cold welcome, which always we have to say the... codes out loud is the verbal component of a spell, so it's ip a cold welcome. That will be 2 gold chests. That is available until the 28th at 4 p.m. Pacific. We have some giveaways. We have an Idle Champions dice vault. Now, fun fact, I've had this thing since the very first Idle Champions. It has been right here next to me since the very first one of these we've did. I've remembered to show it to you maybe 50% of the time, but it's nice. It is a big old chunky baby. Remember, I'm gigantic, so you can see that we've all got it. See, again, for scale, see what it looks like in normal human hands there.
Mine's back there. It's right there. Can't you see it?
It is also,
I should have it in my hand. Ah!
That is, you know, there it is.
That's
you know
what
what I
it
mean?
looks like
No, well, but you have it at a place of you know, display. You know what I mean? To show proper, like your thing is on display, like my eye and hand of Vecna are over there. So every time I mention it, the reason why I look over there is because it's over there.
Yep.
It is also going to include a special Iris D6, which is, of course, the best D6, darling. You roll it and the 6 comes up. You see all my beautiful eyes looking over you, and it's wonderful. So that is available to the U.S. and Canada and only, excluding Quebec. Once again, you know what you did, Quebec. We are also giving away a Brimstone Angels bundle that is available internationally. That is the Brimstone Angels Shadowfell Bundle DLC pack, which I believe you will see intermittently down here. Where am I? It's right under me. Hey, intermittently, you will see across the screen there. Sorry, coffee's hitting a little too hard. See here. The winners for both of these giveaways will be announced at the end of the episode. As always, thank you to our moderators, Mars, Martin, Jay, and Triavor. The Triavor. You're literally doing the Lord's work while we're here on front page. Hello, everybody. Also, hello, haters. I'm happy to see you too, because of views of you. And with that, let us enter into our story. Some time has passed since the cataclysmic battle with Tiamat, when heroes rallied, when gods intervened to stop her hostile incursion into the prime material plane. And in its final moments, it was not sheer eldritch might that was able to stop the Queen of the Dragons, but a moment of compassion and friendship from one little halfling. Soon after, Farida, having a different conversation with a different little halfling, felt a knife-like stab in her heart, like ice was jammed into her soul, and she was aware in that moment that something had happened to her sister Havilar. Something had to be done. Havilar, you awaken to find cold, dusty stone underneath your face. And as your hands slide around, there is ice and grit underneath your fingers. You have no recollection of where you are. What would you like to do?
Quick question. You called me Havilar?
Sorry,
Am I Havilar now or
Farida.
Farida?
You know, we've been doing this a long time. Sorry. I'm getting used to this Farida business.
I was so
gonna
sure
happen.
that was a plot twist of epic
I know.
proportions.
I was
but
like,
yeah.
wait, okay. I can
You
switch,
know,
I can
that's too
switch.
good even for me. No. Farida, what would you like to do?
So Frida will sit up slowly, looking around to try to get some bearings on where she is, and whether there's anybody around her. As particularly if somehow she's. I think her first instinct is to look for Havilar, even if she doesn't remember where she is or how she got there.
Farida, there are 3 bodies strewn about you. A tiefling, a gold dragonborn, and a familiar looking drow, but he's laying on his back with his head turned to the side.
And do I recognize everybody at this point? I know. If I know that the drow is familiar, I'll go over and see if he's okay. Kind of roll him onto his back and try to shake him awake.
When you roll him over, you do notice the familiar face of Baloth the Entertainer, except half of his face is gone. It is
Whoa.
worn down to the bone like a skull. Baloth, your other eye does flutter open, and you see Havilar, Farida, standing over you, looking
It's okay,
shocked.
people make the mistake.
Well, one of you's got a gold eye. I mean, that's important. That's standing over you. However, what does Baloth look like now?
As you mentioned, the familiar form of Baloth the Entertainer, those winning features, the very epitome of drow kind, long flowing white hair. But now his face is very evenly bisected, and on the right half, no flesh clings to the skull. It's completely bare, goes down to the jawline and ends just before his ear. So he still does have 2 long pointing elf-like ears. As his eyelids flutter open in the empty socket of the skull, a red pinpoint of light flickers into existence. Havilar? Oh wait, no, you're
No.
not Havilar.
Other one. Are you okay? What?
I think so. Where
Baloth?
am
Something?
I? Do I have any recollection of my last whereabouts?
Nothing. You remember being the slayer of Tiamat. You
Yes.
remember making sure everyone heard about that. There's been drinks, there's been feasting, there's something about a rescue mission, and now here.
Before I even get my bearings, almost instinctively, I reach out. Is my current most prized possession still on my person?
It absolutely is. And what is that?
Grabbing it in my hand, I lift it aloft. The Wand of Orcus. A humanoid spine with a skull at the end. As I do so, eerie green light begins to pour forth from the eye sockets and mouth of the skull. Ah, yes! All right, everything's fine as long as this little beauty is still by my side. Yes. Where are we? Why are you here?
You notice the moment that you hold it aloft, the moment that green light emanates from it, you hear a rumble of thunder from everywhere and nowhere all at once. Farida,
Yes.
more accurately, Baloth, before you does stand a familiar face. You've spent many days and battled many times alongside Havilar and have come to know her sister Farida. But she does look very different than the last time you remembered. What does Farida look like?
Farida is now dressed in sort of so to start with, Farida is a kind of tallish, slender tiefling girl. She is Havilar's identical twin, so they look exactly alike, except Farida has one silver eye instead of the two gold eyes Havilar has. Normally she's got sort of layers of robes on, but now it is leather, it is buckles, it is feathers, it is a big hood, it is way too much eyeliner. She's definitely sporting a different vibe, we'll say. And I think Farida is going to summon some fire in her hands to get a better look around the space that we're in too.
You know, if you don't mind me saying so, you've changed your style.
What,
So have I. I don't remember this getup. As Baloth looks down at himself and sees that his cloak is much longer and more tattered. It almost seems to blow in a non-existent breeze, as is his hair, which begins to float up from his scalp.
Is it your
interesting?
wand?
Yes, but well, the no flesh on this side of my face thing that came with this, but I don't think this outfit is something I purchased.
Orkira, underneath your unconscious form, you were clutching a book to your chest that begins to hum and vibrate. At first, it is like a warm, gentle nudge, and it continues to compound to alarm. The book is telling you something's wrong. Wake up.
Oh, 5 more minutes. No, I should probably get up. Hi, Baloth. What happened to you?
Well, Orkira, I have to say, I like this new fashion sense that you're displaying. Look at you,
Wait,
all
what?
skulky and shadowy. Yes, much more to my liking. Although, hey, I like the old you too. Here we are, and where are we?
And
This is a
what
really good
does-
question.
What does Orkira look like?
Orkira is normally a tall, lanky, awkwardly proportioned gold dragonborn who, unlike most dragonborn, sports giant draconic wings and a long tail and is covered in usually some hardcore scale mail and a lot of scars. But all of that is covered up right now by what looks like a mishmash of 3 or 4 different leather pieces that have been sewn and stitched together to form something that will fit her form and cover more of her body. Her head is mostly covered by a hood, but at the moment you can see that she keeps trying to pull it further down her snout, and then it gets caught on her horns, and then she'll pull it back. And her wings are covered in netting that has been stretched across them, and then some sticky substance has been used to completely cover them in feathers. Yeah, mostly feathers. And yeah, she kind of looks like someone told her be as sneaky as possible, and she figured this was the best way to do it, is just cover everything. And as she stands there holding this book and looking around, she goes, "This is new. Did you do this?"
Orkira, the last thing you remember was being at Freely and Penelope's wedding, and later that night, as the party was winding down, you were sitting with Penelope, looking in the Book of Exalted Deeds and noticing the fact that new pictures had appeared of this grand assemblage, and now you're here, and you have the book.
I'll pull the book away from my chest and go, "Oh, Okay, wait, maybe I did this. Oh, I'm really sorry. Although I don't know what I did, I guess. I'm gonna open up the book and look at the final couple pages. Can I figure out where we are and what we're doing here?
Baloth and Orkira, the moment you open the book, the wand and the book start glowing and are actively antagonistic to each other, like two cats that hiss but don't quite come to blows.
Oh, now, calm
Step
down,
in between
Ben.
them. It's like,
I'm just gonna step back over here. I'm gonna get around 30 feet away. A lot of the time, getting 30 feet away from something really helps.
I'm used to books being antagonistic towards a lot of other people, but this is the first time I've had 2 books. All right. I guess. Let me just try to peek, and I will try to use my body to shield the book from Baloth and look at the back. Can I see? Is there pictures of what I'm up to?
You can give me either Arcana or Religion, but Farida,
yes.
Starting off strong, I see. Okay.
as the two of them are sort of pulling away from each other, and you do notice the ambient glow of both sort of starts to reduce the further apart they get. You do hear those storm clouds increasing, and you realize there is one more person laying face down in the dirt.
Oh, I'm gonna go over to him and turn him over and make sure that he's okay, that he's alive. And who is this?
Shaka, for you, something different happens. Shaka, can you hear me? You hear a familiar voice like it is off some far distance, but you know Kaguya's voice when you hear it.
Yes?
Shaka, something terrible has happened.
What? We defeated Tiamat.
Yes, you did. You did. Oh, but at what cost? It is taking everything for me to try and reach you, but you have to know they won't allow it. I'm going to try and help you, but you have to know they're going to. And then you see Orkira's face and your face.
Oh. Oh!
Hey, Celeste told me about you. Hi.
Did you just hear a voice? Never mind. Never mind.
Are you hearing voices?
It's a warlock thing. It's. I
mean,
promise it's not a. I promise it's not a strange thing. Hi.
From about 30 feet away, you hear Baloth yell, "Oh, Shaka, is that you? Hey, how you doing?"
What does Shaka look like now?
So as Bale say, Shaka kind of wipes his mouth because he, you see some blood around his mouth. You're not quite sure where that blood came from, but he is sort of covered up in this black and sort of dark purple robes with a hood over his head, almost like he's trying to hide himself away. And you see basically little specks of blood, around his face. And other than that, his eyes are like a searing dark red. And he looks a little more frail than than he's been previously.
Shaka, you remember losing something. No, more accurately, something was taken from you and you had to get it back. You just know you had to get it back. You remember there was a battle. Baloth was there. You think you won. And now you're here.
Does anyone Baloth, do you remember anything after the battle?
Well, yes, there was much accolades being thrown my way, being the slayer of Tiamat, after all. Some would say she'd already surrendered and allowed herself to be defeated, but I'm going to take the win. Yes, there were feasts. There were, I was declared champion of the realm. I recall that, and then everything becomes sort of fuzzy.
I could have sworn that Freely said he defeated Tiamat.
Oh, I assure you, it was me. It was me. Power word kill.
Also, I heard a lot of people say they defeated Tiamat. Also, I got a 6 on my religion as I'm flipping through the book. Anything? You know me and books.
As you flip through the book of exalted deeds, Orkira, you see many familiar pictures. You see your friends locked in battle with Asmodeus as the Tarask plummeted out of the sky. You do see Tiamat, furious, all 5 heads breathing in other directions as champions from all over the plains did battle against her. You see the mountain of Mount Tiamat, and there's snippets of you and Briv and Alindra and Farida fighting the cult of the dragon as people fought all over the mountain to keep Tiamat's forces at bay long enough to allow the strike on her to even succeed. You see a wolf surrounded by mist. You see an alabaster mask with a pale gray hand on one side and a red clawed hand on the other. And then the book actually shuts itself.
Oh, rude.
So, do we not remember anything? Like, does Farida not remember talking to Freely? So we don't know why we're here.
Give me an intelligence save. Actually, I will say you remember talking to Freely because you remember
15.
something was wrong with Havilar. You know Havilar's not here.
Yeah.
Beyond that, there is nothing.
Well, and I would have wanted to find her after all of that. So maybe she's somewhere around here?
Is she?
Do you know where she went? You were on the top of the mountain with her. Shaka, you were up there too.
Yeah. Can I just want to do a observation. Can I roll an investigation and see what's around us, or is it just all?
You can give me perception or nature. Any of you can.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do a.
While you're doing this, I will say both Baloth and Shaka, especially you, Baloth, you fought up. Your entire strike mission was with Havilar. You all fought to the very end. She was there. She was fighting. You won.
Do I remember her at any of these feasts and celebrations in my honor that you mentioned?
No.
I don't remember her being at the feast, but I was hogging a lot of the credit. So,
Well, my first roll of the campaign is a critical failure. So as I'm trying to perceive, I'm just, I guess I'm lost in seeing people I know and people I don't know.
That's
Shaka. While you're trying to figure this out, you hear Kaguya again. Shaka, it's him. Shaka, you have to. Oh, this is so frustrating. Here in Shaka, you feel a jolt of electric eldritch might shoot through you. You feel the ambient connection to your power source that you feel double in power. You almost start to glow with eldritch might. So much power. It is almost like your physical body can't stand it. Like you physically almost become exhausted. It is almost like when your body is crying out for sleep, but your brain just won't let it. You are simultaneously essentially completely imbalanced, where your magical power is the strongest ever, but a strong wind might knock you over.
Nice. Nice.
Is there
I
a manifestation of that? Do we see
Oh,
it?
especially you, Baloth. You, a
Oh.
sorcerer of your caliber, you absolutely feel something change in Shaka instantly.
Well, I can detect magic at will. What's he looking like? What kind of weave energy are we seeing?
Glowing, just like he's been not turned to 11, he's been turned to 15. Just
Well, someone has been eating their spinach.
Oh.
Shaka, any idea what that's about?
Oh, feeling real good right now. Can't lie. I don't know where we are, but this place might be affecting me somehow.
Actually,
and-
where are we? How big is this chamber we're in?
Well,
so how did those perceptions and natures go?
Shaka
15.
had a really good idea, and so I like flew 10 feet up into the air and started to look around. I got 36.
That's way better than a 17. So what does Orkira see?
What do your
this I'm
dragonborn
good
eyes
at.
see? The broad rocky basin where you stand extends a half-mile in all directions. Ragged peaks carved of dark stone and shrouded by even darker shadow jut up to all sides in the far distance, reaching for a storm-shrouded starless sky. No sign of other creatures can be seen here, but the rising ground to all sides of you limits your view to what lies beyond the basin's edge. The ground is seemingly strewn with rubble at your arrival point, but each step you take sets up ripples that reveal clots of shadow flowing out, congealing, then flowing again. The air hangs heavy with reek, noted not only by scent and sight, but by spirit. Everything around you carries an unseen weight and a tread gloom. However, Orkira, as you are ascending, you also notice 100 strides away, a sudden rippling in the air unfolds as a seething mass of shadow. In an instant, roiling gray and white storm clouds spread out, pulsing balls of black lightning at their heart as they race towards you. And with that high of perception, Orkira, you are absolutely certain it is coming towards you.
Oh, we got incoming. It's probably bad. Yep, coming right this way. Dark things.
What kind?
Balls of nasty stuff? I don't know.
Are they
Really
flying?
nasty
Cover.
things. I'm gonna start to back away a little bit. Do I see any other cover or any place that I can bring everybody to that maybe is a more defensible position?
You do see a cave nearby that they might be able to get to in time, but it's gonna be close.
Stand and fight or go towards cave?
I feel like we should go to the cave. We don't even know where we are.
Sounds like
Yeah,
a plan.
How
say-
far away is the cave?
The cave is going to be it's gonna be close. You think or Kira, it's probably 300 feet away,
Okay.
and then maybe another 30 feet high. It's doable, but you
Oh,
would
wow.
need to go right now if you're gonna try.
I'm going to start running.
Shaka's
You're
feeling
running?
pretty good. I think he's gonna. He's gonna move toward the cave, but he's not like all out moving. He's kind of like backing up defensively. would
I
say.
like what you're
Cool.
thinking. Let's retreat, but fire at our pursuers. Yes?
Yeah.
Don't you
Well,
have like a
to
thing?
be clear,
Like a thing?
to be clear, what you see just looks like a very unnatural storm. Like you don't make out a form. It doesn't have eyes. It doesn't have a mouth. It is just a nasty black storm with black lightning.
I
coming
mean,
your
we
way.
could fight a storm, but I've never fought a cloud before. How do we fight a cloud?
I don't like
Fireball
our
cloud.
odds. Yeah.
Baloth, don't you? Havler says you have a thing.
Oh yes, this you mean. And Baloth's carpet of flying, shag carpet of flying, I think.
Is not there.
What?
What?
Blast it! All right, everyone. I think we're hoofing it.
All right.
With it.
I'll shepherd that way. And I will fly, but I will, because I'm assuming I'm probably faster than everybody at this point. I will
So-
point, but then stay back and try to usher.
Here's how this is going to work. All of you give me an acrobatics check, or Kira, you can have advantage to compensate for the fact that you're flying.
Okay.
16.
18.
16, 18,
Total of 22.
22. Very spry,
27.
Baloth.
Mhm.
22, 27. All right.
As a performer, I am, of course, proficient in acrobatics.
This is not my first rodeo flying through a storm. Oh, the wings make this feel weird. Oh, I was not expecting any of this, but I mean, it's kind of cool.
The real
As-
question is, where's my flying carpet? And by the way, has anyone seen my entourage? Every morning since I got this thing, I've been summoning exactly 38.4 skeletons.
What?
You see none of your skeletons here, Baloth. However,
That's a later conversation for later
As
times.
you are running, making your way across this, and Orkira, you're flying and, sort of letting up occasionally to try and make sure that they're not going to become caught too far behind you. Orkira, it becomes very clear that you all are not going to make it. As you are running, the first wave of the storm comes in and washes over you as you guys are running along. First of all, it is awful. It is not so much rain or lightning that pelts you. It is shadows. It is pain. It is death. You all hear screaming and wailing as it comes your direction. And Orkira, I will still include in that high perception check that you already had. It is rolling over you all equally, but you definitely notice there is a condensation around Baloth in particular. All of you give me con saves.
That's a 14.
Mm-hmm.
10.
Mm-hmm.
16.
Mm-hmm.
23.
Once again, Baloth, the spry, tanky entertainer, you manage to endure this. You notice as this shadowy lightning lashes out and is striking at you, Baloth, it is almost like the wand is protecting you itself without you even having to consciously do so. Like its glowing green around you is somewhat preventing these attacks. The rest of you take 18 necrotic damage and 18 psychic damage. That is not accounting for any of your mitigation, as this storm is lashing out at you, body and soul.
So all that
Meanwhile,
armor
yes.
she's got on is like resisting, and something dark and angry inside her seems to push out the rest of it. So I got halvesies.
Excellent. Perfect. It is true, Farida. It is almost like certain aspects of yourself that you've never necessarily wanted to accept are very much coming to the forefront. Meanwhile, Desmond.
Yes.
The last thing you remember was being in Barovia and going out hunting with Tatiana. As dangerous as it is out there, you still have to eat. And the two of you were covering each other. And you come to on a cave floor. It is dark. You can see outside that a storm is raging, and you hear people screaming and wailing. What would you like to do?
I check to make sure I'm not like injured or anything, because waking up in caves is not normal.
You were unharmed, but somebody changed your clothes, and you feel much stronger. The familiar weight and pressure of the dread domains is here, but it is different somehow. It is almost like being in a high pressure air system before a tornado versus being down in the depths of the ocean pressure like it is in Barovia. But everything is a familiar black and gray.
But I feel better, more powerful,
Mm-hmm.
and faster.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
So like, just take a second to just check out what I'm wearing, because this is not what I went to sleep in.
What are you wearing? How does Desmond look right now?
Desmond is wearing similar armor to what he normally wears, but he has, it's almost like a shoulder cloak, but it's as if if he were to take his claws and just claw down his shoulders, everything is all black, save for scratch marks that are just like a deep red. His eyes are a deep red as well. And even his gear, like the wraps on his legs, that he wraps make sure his boots are on nice, his belts, everything still has like a reddish tint to it. That's very nice. It just feels right. And now that he's gathered himself and he sees that he's not in pain or anything, he's wanting to go toward the screams.
As you look outside, there is a storm sweeping in that you can see a group of people are coming your direction but have been caught on the edge of. There is a flying dragonborn, 2 tieflings, and a dark elf that is apparently missing half of his face, that is surrounded by a greenish glow, that are very much hightailing it in your direction. You don't know any of these people.
There's trees nearby, yeah?
No, there is no vegetation. There are no living things, just gray, scoured rock.
So Desmond looks for some kind of cover if there are any rocks big enough for him to kind of like kneel behind, because while he feels more powerful, he don't necessarily want to meet new people. May not be the nicest thing considering the time that he's spent in the mists. So he's just like, all right, he's just kind of gauging and getting an idea of what's going on before saying anything.
You can give me stealth with advantage, because even though they're relatively perceptive, they are otherwise occupied. You all realize you are now within arm's reach of getting to safety of this cave. Unfortunately, the storm will have its way with you one more time. Everyone give me one more con save. Baloth. Hold that number.
Oh, sorry,
Baloth.
I was muted. I did have a question. Did I take no damage or half damage last time?
0 damage, if you made the save. However, there is something that you realize, Baloth. This storm is consciously trying to expel you. It is like this place is fighting back against you, like an immune system with an infection. It actually, even though it is highly destructive, it actually feels more defensive than offensive. You just understand this innately somehow.
Interesting. I wonder, as a shadow sorcerer, do I feel that this link that I seem to have with it is... So is it me, or is it the wand that it's trying to expel?
Well, 2 things. First, give me that con save. And second, you can give me Arcana with advantage. So for that con save, I heard Orkira spitting and cursing there. So what was Orkira's?
Oh, this storm sucks. This whole storm sucks. I've only been here 5 seconds and this place sucks. I got a 9.
Okay. All right, Shaka.
Nat 20.
Natural 20. Again, we only play with one house rule that 20 always succeeds and a 1 always fails, even on skill checks. Shaka, as you are running through here, you hear Kaguya speak up again, and she says to you, Shaka, you're moving beyond my reach, but I'm with you. I'm always with you. And you see a glow start to appear around Shaka that is pushing the storm away from him as you very much clear the line of the cave. Farida?
28.
28. Same thing, Farida. This time, it is almost like you're able to recalibrate yourself to the darkness of this place. It is like instead of trying to swim against the current, you just go with it. And it can't hurt you until you enter into the cave as well. Baloth?
Do you want the Arcana result first or the saving throw first?
Con first, please.
The con was only 15 total, so I doubt that's enough.
This time, Baloth, as you are running and you stop and you're like, I know this place. It's almost like the storm redoubles its efforts and almost flings Orkira and Baloth into the cave. It is like she's yanked out of the sky, and Baloth, you are pummeled, buffeted, bummeted again by an assault on both basically your body and just your spirit. Like, this place is trying to crush you personally. And you each take 10 points of necrotic and 10 points of psychic damage. Again, not counting for any sort of mitigation, as you do cross the threshold of this cave. And although the storm continues raging outside, can't quite reach you in here.
I fall to the ground and I come to a rolling stop. Ow. Well,
What is this place?
I don't know, but wherever it is, it sucks. Hold on. I'm gonna start reaching for my holy symbol book, not the other one.
Mm-hmm. Now, Baloth, you can give me that Arcana check.
That was with advantage, so the higher was 18 total.
You know this place, Baloth. There's only one place that feels like this. This is not necessarily where your powers originate. The true nature of the plane of shadow is eternally up for debate, of course. But this place is like a nuclear power plant for the powers you wield. You are definitely in the Shadowfell.
Interesting. I think I might have an idea where we are. Is anyone familiar with the planar travel? And if so, are you familiar with the cosmology of our planes? The Shadowfell? That ring any bells?
Wait, hold on 1 second. I'm like, I think people can't see us. I just saw out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, that's not us.
Oh.
Yeah, hang on. We're gonna do this radio drama style here. I was about to say.
We're shifting planes as it
That's
is.
true. Literally.
I know, we are shifting.
We're like, the Shadowfell, the freaking high desert may as well be the Shadowfell if we're being honest with each other here.
Yeah.
Sorry, please continue, Baloth.
Yes, are you familiar with the general layout of the prime material plane? You've got your inner planes, outer planes, the elemental planes, of course, and the Shadowfell.
Oh.
You think we're in the Shadowfell?
I know we are.
How could we get here, though?
Unclear. That bit is very unclear to me. Question. This feeling I had of trying to be expelled by the Shadowfell. Oh yes, I did ask this. Do I get the sense whether it's myself, the wand? As a shadow sorcerer, I would hope to be right at home, but then again, I do have this artifact.
You get both, Baloth. It doesn't want you here in general. It doesn't want that here in particular.
Interesting.
Oh, hold on a second.
Desmond,
Oh.
from your hiding place, you hear that exchange. You hear that we're in the Shadowfell. You can give me a history check, because there's a chance you know what that means. It depends on how closely you were listening when Veronica would talk about the nature of reality.
I'm just glad you said from your hiding place, because I got a nat 20, so I was like, I better be.
No, you're a ghost. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
You might even beat my passive. Ooh.
11.
Shadowfell, okay.
Doesn't sound like anything to me.
Sound like something.
Yeah, this place sucks, and that's okay. That's the name of the sucky place I'm in, the Shadowfell. Got it.
Shadows, and somebody fell somewhere nearby. Good to know.
Right. But as of yet, you remain obscured.
I've pulled out my holy symbol and it glows, and I'm gonna say, hold on a second. That hurt. That
You do notice, Orkira, it does glow, but it doesn't glow as much as it should. It is like it is turned down 50%.
But I still feel the phoenix.
Same thing, similar to what Shaka was experiencing as Kagoya. It is there. It hears you, but it is like it is far away. It is not the ever-present comfort that you're accustomed to.
I'm a little used to that, but at least you're still there. Stay still for a second. And there's going to be a explosion of fire from the book as I'm going to cast Mass Cure Wounds, and everybody's going to get 16 health back.
Sweet.
Because ow,
Ah.
ow, ow, ow.
You
Thank
do
you.
notice as your healing magic washes out over everyone's, Baloth's face does not change.
Baloth, I noticed that the storm seemed to be avoiding you, and also that you're missing half your face. Which would you like to talk about first?
Oh, we can talk about the latter first. Don't worry, I'm in no discomfort whatsoever. I can still feel it. As near as I can tell, the flesh on this half has been rendered invisible. It's probably a little side effect of this ungodly powerful magic item I'm wielding.
Can I use Farida has a special ability called Soul Gaze, so she can look at someone and see where they fall in the good, neutral, evil spectrum, but more importantly, if they've been claimed by a deity or greater power. Can she take a peek at Baloth there?
I'm gonna let Baloth say what she sees.
Okay. All right. Well, I will let you know. So do you know just good, evil, or neutral?
So basically, like it's to tell like basically how corruptible is someone. So good, neutral, evil, but also like has another god already called dibs on this one.
I just imagine your
Mostly
how
I'm curious.
Baloth is like,
Like,
It's
oh
just
god,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're-
I'm mostly curious about is
But he
is
can be
Orcus-
perfectly pleasant.
Are you an Orcus puppet now?
Are you
are you under
would
your own will?
That is a question for the dungeon master. I have this artifact. I have been using it. As far as I know, Baloth hasn't been taken over by it. And if it tries, I'm pretty willful myself. But has that happened in the intervening period?
Not so far.
Okay, so it's just like the corruption, like lights.
Cool.
Which
And the
could be like, oh, okay.
The other question I had for the DM is, of course, the entire reason that Baloth is carrying this artifact, the Wand of Orcus, is because he was directly given it by the Raven Queen. Does she have any sort of hooks into Baloth that he doesn't know about?
No, not that you know of.
All right, so that's what Farida sees.
Right.
What are you looking at, Farida?
What I will say, Farida, although you're looking at Baloth, Shaka seems like a part of him is gone. It is almost like he's half missing.
Shaka, did something happen to you? You
Just tell Baloth to keep that wand away from me.
And my book.
Oh, yes. 30 feet? Is 30 feet a good rule of thumb?
30 feet's good. Also, if you're going to be summoning undead, warn me ahead of time, because if you don't warn me, I'm going to explode, and then so will your undead. So, be careful with that.
Speaking of summoning, I might try calling my entourage, as I call them up, 38.46. So let's call it 38.5 skeletons.
Wait, are you allowed to round up? Are you allowed to round up with the wand?
Well, I mean, okay, all right, 38.46. It might as well be 38.5. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I've been told we always have to round down.
The one that's like the 0.46 might have a few missing vertebrae, between 5 and 4. Anyway, let's not talk math. The question I'm wondering is, I need to test something, and you should all be on guard. I'm going to bring my friend Marmaduke out to play. Or Marmadark, I should say.
is this the puppy?
Yes, it is the puppy. I just want to make sure that I can count on him rather than doing this in a combat situation. Everyone prepare yourselves.
I like puppies way more than I like skeletons.
Sure? This is a good. Are we safe from the storm? Are we in this cave?
Well, yeah. If you leave the cave, the storm is still very much rampaging just outside.
Marina's gonna go stand next to Shaka, just for the record.
Yeah, I'm like, just make
Marmadark-
sure that this dog doesn't leave. That Marmadark doesn't leave.
Marmadark appears, and most of you have seen him before, but he's completely different in this place. He is twice as big, and although he is a spectral hound normally, he is coalesced enough that like you could touch him. He has fur. Is there anything else that is different about Marmadark's appearance?
I would say that the exaggeration of his skeleton is so you can see, even though he's not like malnourished or anything, you can sort of see the knobs of bone that make up his spine and see his ribs standing out. His muscles seem to be rippling with power. And as you say, he's much more substantial than he normally is. Well, Marmadark, good to see you, boy. Does he seem personality-wise to be what I remember?
He seems way more aggressive.
That's good. That's good.
Bayloth, did your puppy get a makeover too?
Apparently so. Yeah, but he does seem to, like, when I sort of give him commands, he does seem to follow them.
There's more of a delay than usual, Bayloth.
Marmadark.
Might be aggressive towards us.
All right. Well, just stay calm, boy. Stay calm. And if you're good, I'll let you gnaw on the wand of Orcus for a while. You know that spinal cord.
You see he whips his head and looks into the cave and starts growling.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna light my hand up.
Make some fire.
This cavern is 60 feet across, and it opens across the narrow cleft with rough stone walls eroded and cracked to fissures and alcoves, and the floor is covered with chunks of rubble falling from the ceiling. Each of you, actually, Orkira's passive is so high, and you guys are pretty good at this. As Marmadark looks back in the cave, you do hear a faint clattering sound, and the sounds of like something moving around. In unnatural gloom comes sweeping out of the back of the cave towards all of you. It is like the storm is a wall here, and just this shadow comes barreling forward. All of you, even you, Desmond, give me a con save.
Oh, yay.
Hey, there's some. I see it coming, so I'm able to prepare. I got 22.
Perfect. It
10.
is 10. Perfect.
18.
18.
15.
15.
25.
25. Desmond, this darkness washes over you, and you take, each of you take, let's see here, 6 necrotic damage, again, not accounting for any mitigation. And you see your light sources dim to the fact that they almost go out, that you can barely see past your own nose. For you, Desmond, everything goes pitch black. You are absolutely overwhelmed by this sense of hopelessness and loss. The recent events in your life begin replaying. The loss of Armand, the betrayal of Voronika, the futility of everything, Rose's manipulations. It's like it just all comes pouring back, and you can't see anything, and your hit point maximum is reduced by 6. The damage that you've taken cannot be healed. The rest of you roll initiative, including you, Desmond, because who knows when you're going to emerge from your hiding place.
Trying to figure out where I gotta
For now,
adjust my
just,
max HP down. Sheesh.
for now, just make a note of it.
So I have an invocation that lets me see in magical and non-magical darkness up to 120 feet. Is there anything that I can see, or is the darkness the enemy?
Let me read something here because it counters some kind. So let me just make, like, it expressly counters some magical sight. Let me see here. Is it devil sight you've got?
Yep.
Okay.
While you're looking, Bayloth, he's got normal drow infravision, but he also has Eyes of the Dark as a shadow sorcerer.
Where would you like us to put initiative for ease of use?
You're going to give it to me here in just a second. Let me just see here.
Oh, I don't have fun glowy eyes.
I'm going to say that Baloth and Faridah's abilities in particular can pierce this, but normal dark vision cannot. And non-magical light can. What you see, Farideh and Baloth, is hordes of small black somethings with red eyes are charging from the back of the cave in your direction. First, Farideh, give me initiative.
13.
All right, and Desmond.
14.
All right, and Baloth.
Big old 12.
And Orkira.
An even bigger 7.
You guys, come on, Shaka, don't let me down.
21. Shaka's ready to go.
Hey,
Bring 'em down.
unfortunately, Shaka, thanks to the people that have voted for Idle Champions, the boon of Kagoya has doubled your spells. Every spell you cast will happen twice. You can target the same target if you wish, or you can target a second target. That will apply all session. Unfortunately, that sluggishness means you will go last in every round of combat.
That's a waste of a 21.
Save some for me.
Is basically a 1 now. Yes. Which, unfortunately for you guys, the monsters roll much better. So unfortunately for you, but fortunately for me, you all see as Baloth and Farida in particular, you can see these things running towards you. Shaka and Orkira, and especially you, Desmond, can't. However, it's like they're coming, and then they just disappear, Farida and Baloth, and then they're just there, and they're all over you. The closest thing I can describe them as is jet black squirrels, but they're terrible. They have red eyes and long, sharp teeth, and I need you to know I put them in this just for Erin because she loves them, or at least she used to, until she's on the receiving end of the scurry.
Now I don't.
Oh.
Yes. These are dark, shadow, evil squirrels, and they're kind of terrible, actually.
Okay.
So, hang on a second here. All right. Let me do some rolling here.
I love that we're probably all like, "Ooh, squirrels!" Ah!
Yeah, that is kind of an appropriate reaction.
I have to assume that like Marmadark is just losing it at this point.
Oh no!
My dog saw
Oh,
a bunch of
no.
squirrels. That would be
Shadow squirrels. No, it's a shadow dog versus shadow squirrels.
dog, shadow squirrel.
Is that the
Desmond.
best thing or the worst thing? Like,
Yes.
Desmond, what is your AC currently?
I mean, I think
Oh,
Marmadark's like all you can eat shrimp. Let's we'll see.
Yeah.
15.
15.
That's concerning.
Desmond, you can feel these things crawling all over you and attempting to bite you, even in the midst of the blackness, but it seems like they are not getting through. Hold on, let me just get this real quick, so I'll just have it in the future. You said your AC was 15?
Correct.
All right. Farida, what's your AC?
14.
All right, and Baloth?
21. Thanks to that staff of work or wand of work.
Again, the spry, agile, tanky, and chonk Baloth. Or
You
Kira
know,
AC?
I mean, the artifact's doing a lot of heavy lifting here.
I mean, it is a spine. I have an armor class of 16.
16 and Shaka.
19.
19. Perfect. Okay, let me just do this here. Fortunately, all of you are going to get bitten by these things.
Did anyone lose their? Did anyone get hit by more than 4? Because I have a reaction.
More than 4?
Yeah, more than 4 from their AC.
Oh.
I also have I've got a reaction as well for shield. Will AC 25 protect me? Or no, sorry, AC 26 protect me?
Well, here's the thing. You gotta tell me if you're gonna put the shield up or not, and I'll let you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, if Balot's getting attacked, he's like, no thanks to the being attacked.
That takes your AC up to what? Sorry.
It's +5, so 26.
That will be enough, Baloth. These squirrels appear. Literally, they're there. They're gone. They're here. And you put your shield up in time to stop them as their claws bite into it. Yes, Orkira, it would hit Farida by more than 4. Actually,
Okay.
it's gonna hit everybody but Shaka by more than 4, including you.
Okay, then for Shaka, I'm going to use my protective wings. One of my feather-covered wings shoots out as I see these squirrels going after Shaka, and I'm like, "Oh, watch out!"
Shaka, you can't see anything, but apparently Orkira is helping you. What does that reduce the attack?
I give him a bonus to his AC equal to the D4 that I just rolled, and so I rolled a 3. So if your AC goes up by 3, do you still get hit?
Goes up to 22.
That would be enough to protect him. Yep.
Yay.
I heard the chittering.
I love it. Teamwork.
Teamwork.
Farida and Orkira.
Yeah.
And Desmond. Oh, not Desmond, because it didn't actually hurt Desmond. Give me con save.
Shaka, look out! Poof! I got a 5. I'm a little distracted.
28.
28. Perfect. Everybody else got away. Sorry. Perfect. That is, they bite you for 7 points of piercing damage. In Orkira, you take another 14 necrotic damage.
Jeez, evil squirrels. What? How
Nope.
can a place have evil squirrels?
And you are quite clear what you are faced with now, definitely. However, it is now you guys' turn, as you are beset by this swarm of squirrels. And Desmond, although you are technically still in hiding, you are first.
Ooh. Interesting. Can't tell whether or not I imagine these squirrels are evil. Yeah.
They seem pretty terrible, yeah.
Perfect. I want to cast protection from evil on myself.
Okay. Perfect. You immediately glow with a radiance that simultaneously, Orkira and Baloth, you were not aware this person was there, but Orkira, you become aware of a very comforting presence behind you, and Baloth, you become aware of a terrible presence behind you. It is nauseating. Yeah.
Oh, hi! Watch out for the squirrels! Ah!
That is great.
Yep. Anything else from Desmond? You can't see anything, so the way it's going to work, you can attempt to attack, but it'll be with disadvantage. You can still do things. You will just do so with disadvantage. Because it is like, can't see your hand in front of your face dark for you.
I have...
Just for the record, Farida's on deck, and then Baloth.
I can't cast anything visually.
Correct. You cannot.
I was going to cast Hunter's Mark on a thing.
Yep. You can't see
Can't
them,
do
unfortunately.
that. All right, I'm going to come back to the thing I was thinking of in a minute once I find it again.
Perfect. It's high level. It's a lot to keep track of. Just when you think of it, just tell me what it is, okay? In the meantime, Farida.
Can I ask you a quick question? Are we
Yes.
sort of squirrels and friends all mixed together?
Yep.
Okay.
You guys are kind of like in the mouth of the cave, and then squirrel legions come, literally teleport, and attack you.
So first thought was sickening radiance, but that's a lot of friendly fire. I'm not going to do that again. Is there a safe, 15-foot cone I could hit squirrels with?
Yes, you could catch a number
Okay.
of them in a 15-foot cone.
Then I'm going to go ahead and cast Burning Hands.
Okay.
And that is a dex save of 21.
Ironically enough, they don't have advantage, even though they're a swarm, so they do not make the save.
Okay. It's gonna do 29 damage.
You all see the cave lights up, but again, not as much as you would expect, Farida. You've done this a number of times. I mean, it should be almost blinding. It's not. The fire comes out basically just enough to illuminate the cave for a split second, but you do just devastate an entire swath of these things. You feel like you kill about 20% of them.
All right. Is anything in the path of that ignited? Is anything on fire now? Out of curiosity.
No, it is
Okay.
just rock and rubble in here.
Just flaming squirrels. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it must smell amazing in here now.
This shit does smell like barbecue now. Anything else from Farida?
That is it.
Desmond, did you find the thing that you were after?
No, I'm still looking for it though.
That's all right, no problem. Like again, it's high level, it's a lot to keep track of. Still tell me when you got it. Balog
do.
the Entertainer.
Question. So these are essentially, mechanically speaking, these are this is like a swarm, right?
You're
So if
fighting. You're fighting multiple swarms.
Okay. So if I cast like a single target spell, I'll hit like more than one squirrel.
Right.
Okay, cool. So,
Skirids, but yes,
yes, I will.
I did it because I love Erin M Evans.
As we all do.
It's an interesting way of showing it.
No,
No, they're interesting. I like them.
Yes, Balog. It is essentially possible to target the swarm. Yes.
Okay, well, let's not waste too many spell slots on vermin, shall we? Let's go with a firebolt, a nice little cantrip that we'll get. Oh, hold on. So that will be at a plus. Oh, sorry.
Well, while you're doing that, I feel like Desmond, you found the thing.
Yes, Desmond is blind sight. 10 feet.
Ooh.
Excellent. Then you will not be at a disadvantage actually while you're fighting.
Perfect.
Does that mean you would like to do a fighting, or was your action still?
I use my action to cast protection from evil.
I will say, well, because you cast protection from evil.
Oh wait, I also
you
have dark
cannot-
vision. Sorry.
But you cannot cast Hunter's Mark because they're 2-level spells. But you are not blinded. You won't have a disadvantage. You can at least fight the ones that are next to you without a disadvantage. But if you have any bonus action cantrips, which I don't know if you do offhand, you could cast one of those.
I am looking.
Okay, that's all right. Tell me if you find it. Yes, Balog.
So that is a total of 23 to hit,
More than enough.
and it does 28 points of damage.
Same thing. If Farida's flames erupt in one direction, important point of clarification. What does Farida's fire look like? Again, the light is dimmer than you expect, but what does it look like?
So Brutus fire really just looks like very intense fire, like she's got a flamethrower going on. So just a big,
In
presumably
Balog's.
a little cooler.
Balot's flames actually normally look like conventional flames, conventional lightning and whatnot, depending on the spell he's casting. But this actually has the same kind of green radiance that the Wand of Orcus is putting forth, as if at least the cosmetic effects of his spells are also being affected by his possession of this artifact. But it is fire, and it flies forth like a firebolt would.
Almost dueling flamethrowers lash out, killing these things by the dozen. You have not destroyed all of them, but you have eliminated a large number of the Skirids from your 2 spells alone. Anything else from Balog?
Let's see, bonus. I'm going to just use my bonus to move around a little bit of sorcery points.
Excellent. Can do. Perfect. So that brings us to Orkira, and after that it'll be Shaka.
I see all of this beautiful yes.
Yes,
Well,
Balog.
I assume Marmadark goes on my round, right?
Yes.
Okay, he will attack the swarm.
Go puppy.
He's just going to be like gobbling up mounds of them,
Big Pac-Man.
or attempting to anyway. So that will be an 18 total for him. Does that hit?
That is not enough, actually. As he bite and snaps, he maybe catches 1 or 2, but for the most part, they elude him,
Very well.
and he very much hates it. Yeah.
And I think Direwolf only gets 1 attack, I believe, right?
I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Orkira.
Farida, gout of flame. Baloth, gout of flame. Orkira grabs her book and says, "That is a really good idea." And another explosion comes off of her as I'm going to use one of my channel divinities, Explosion of Life. So I've positioned myself so that I'm within 30 feet of all of my friends, despite the fact that Baloth keeps trying to be just a little bit outside. I'm like, Baloth, no. Everybody is going to get 6 temporary hit points. and you are now resistant to fire damage. But hey, 6. So here's the thing. I know Desmond is there, and I felt goodness coming from Desmond. So, Desmond, you get 6 temporary hit points, and you're resistant to fire because, hey, you're my friend now. It's that easy. And that stays up. So for the next minute, I've got this sphere of light. I know we're fighting against darkness squirrels of darkness and shadows and things. The sphere is filled with bright light. So I don't know if it helps at all.
Again, it's not as bright as it should be, Orkira. It goes about half as far and is about half as intense. So when you're like, again, it is like this place doesn't want it. It's not the squirrels. It's like the Shadowfell itself is just like, no. And it is your will and the will of the Phoenix actively fighting back against it to hold it up.
It's gonna be like this the whole time. Okay. And then as my bonus action, out of the book comes a ball of fire that starts to head for the nearest swarm of squirrels as I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon. And as part of that bonus action, I get to make an attack.
Yep. Sure do.
Does a 24 hit?
More than enough.
Awesome. It's only gonna take 8 force damage as the ball of fire slams through these squirrels, and a couple of them go up in radiant force flames, I guess. And
Absolutely.
It will also continue to swirl around and be awesome as clerics. And I'm done.
Perfect. Excellent. Shaka.
Okay, so there's not many left, correct? But there are some corpses on the ground.
They've killed about 40% of them.
Oh, 40%. Oh, that's more than that. Okay. All right. Well, I am going to cast Danse Macabre, Dance of Death, on 5 squirrel corpses. I would like to. I did check it. It doesn't require a humanoid. It can be just a corpse. So I would like to raise 5 corpses, and then use my bonus action to command them against the rest of the swarm as my first spell.
When you go to raise the squirrels, the bodies do not get up. The power of undeath does not answer you.
Oh no. Wait, what does that mean for my entourage?
They do not arrive.
Yeah.
You call them. No skeletons that show up.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
That was my. I haven't done that yet, but it's good to know that animating dead is not going to be a thing.
Well, Baloth said it was his intent, but they don't come. Yeah. However, Shaka, again, because your power is doubled, you can do another thing.
Yes. Okay. I am going to see how many can I affect here. How many would you say I could capture in a 10-foot sphere? Is this swarm close to each other?
Yeah.
Are they close to each other?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, like waves of them are just still pouring out towards you all.
Okay, great. I'm gonna cast Confusion then on however many of them I could fit in a 10-foot thingamabob, and that's a Wisdom 16 save. You don't have to roll for every single squirrel, but that'd be pretty funny.
Let me just.
I really
300 rolls.
A bunch of confused squirrels. I really want to see this.
Confused Skiriads.
Confused Skiriads.
Believe it or not, they don't have an insignificant wisdom, oddly enough. Like, I mean, they're very worldly Skiriad. However, they do not make that save.
Okay. Well, I don't think anything happens till the beginning of their turn. So,
right.
You roll a d10 and there's a bunch of behaviors that I can.
The good news is basically as soon as your turn is over, it is their turn. So I got an 8.
Okay, so if you roll an 8, you make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within the reach.
Here's
they're within reach of each other.
Let's try. I'm gonna roll a d6, and 6 is them. 6 is the monsters. Unfortunately, that is not. Hang on. Well, let's do this by the book. Who? Unfortunately, Shaka, that's you. Actually.
Oh no.
Sweet.
And they're going to hit.
Is it by more than 4?
It is by more than 4.
Drat.
Well, actually, no. I take that back. Shaka's got a pretty high AC. Let me see here.
Yeah, AC's 19. I don't think I'm
it will
still
not,
affected
it will
by
not be
that
more
bonus.
than 4.
All right. Another wing is coming out. I'm gonna try this again. That's only 1. Does 1 more to your AC help?
It does not. It is almost like as your wing shoots out, they're onto you this time, Orkira, and they split high and low.
I appreciate it though.
I'm
Shaka,
trying.
give me a con save.
Okay, that is a 6.
That is going to be 7 piercing and 14 necrotic damage. Let's see. Baloth and Farida's swarms are overrun. That leaves. They are going to hit Desmond, and they are not going. And they're going to miss on Orkira. So same thing, Desmond. Give me con save.
Great. Over here minding my business in the dark.
This is indeed. I did cause confusion. I mean, I did achieve the spell, I guess.
That is
be a
true.
19.
Actual chaos. Perfect. This time you only take 3 piercing damage, but that shadowy poison does not seem to be affecting you, Desmond.
Cool.
Your resolve holds. Perfect. And then we are back to you, Desmond. It is your turn.
Perfect.
And Farida will be on deck.
Desmond would like to cast Hunter Sense on the nearest of these, whatever they are, these squirrels.
What will Hunter Sense do for you?
At 3rd level, you gain the ability to peer at a creature and magically discern how best to hurt it. As an action, you choose one creature you can see within 60 feet of you. You immediately learn whether the creature has any damage immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities and what they are. The creature is hidden from divination magic. You sense that it has no damage immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities.
I'm actually going to let you hold that for a second because you're about to see
Perfect.
something else, Desmond.
Ooh.
As you all are fighting here, you see a sickly green blight roll across the floor and just start killing all the Scuriads. And it rolls like a wave towards you all and then stops right before it gets to you. As you see burned, broken, desiccated corpses all over the ground in front of you. And the darkness parts. It actually becomes much easier to see here. It is always gloomy. It's gloomy everywhere here. But you can see that this cave, actually up ahead, there is an opening. There's a way that you can go through here and not have to deal with the storm behind you. But you all hear a voice. You there, sorcerer, drow. How did you come to be in possession of that relic?
Oh, it's a funny story. The Raven Queen herself bequeathed this gift unto me after Shaka said he didn't want it.
True story.
The Raven Queen blessed you personally. You all see in the middle of the cave, a swirling mass of light begins to coalesce. And as it begins to get larger, it is almost like, again, the fabric of the Shadowfell itself doesn't want it to happen. And as it pushes and more open, you all get a deep-seated nausea that goes through you. And you hear Orkira's voice yelling, "Hang on! Everybody hang on! It's not working like it's supposed. I don't know why it's..." Oh, yes. Apologies. And you all see a form appear before you. It has pale, very clearly dead, desiccated flesh. It has one biological hand and a second hand that has an ambient green glow over it and a green glow in over one of its eyes. It is wearing worn and tattered robes and carries a book with a black cover, a book that some of you have seen before, the Book of Vile Darkness. I trust at least some of you know who I am.
Oh,
Of
crap.
course! Big fan, if I may. Big fan. And what a pleasure to meet such a storied individual as yourself. We are clearly in the presence of greatness.
I'm gonna try to back away just an extra foot or two.
Absolutely.
You notice it's like the storm picks up, like the storm wants to come in here and can't. And he turns and looks towards it and says, soon enough, we'll have time for all that.
As I notice the others backing away from this forum, it's like, don't worry, everyone. He's famous.
I back away faster.
Baloth, you gotta learn that not
Really?
everyone can be taken and sign up for your black pits. I think we want to
He motions a hand, and Farida, you're picked up. Like something pulls you by straight
no.
towards him. And he looks at you, and he says, how are you here?
I mean, same as any of us.
There's two of them. And he like tosses you like you're a discarded chicken bone back to the ground.
Two, you know where Havilar is?
Drow, you are clearly the brains.
Oh, Pisha. I will admit I'm highly intelligent, but I'm far more charismatic, as I'm sure you've noticed. But tell me, Lord Vecna, to what do we owe this grand and gracious visitation?
You don't really see legs move. His robes just sort of trail off, but he comes forward like he must be walking. Because you have shown me the proper respect. And quite frankly, I can't wait to see his face when he finds out that his wand was re-gifted. I won't harm you myself for now. In fact, I'm going to do something unceremonious. And he points at you, Orkira. In your glow.
And I immediately tried to step away from where he's pointing. I'm like, nope.
He looks at your globe of light and he says, I believe that's quite enough of that. And it does dissipate.
Hey, I was using that.
I'm going to offer my apologies. I believe my own invocations might have interfered with yours, or at least her attempts at resisting me might have interfered with you. It addles the mind, I think.
Does that sound like what's going on with us? Like I tried to plane shift everybody, considering what I heard coming out of the thing, and then
It was you. You heard you say, I got this. Wait, I don't got this. And then now here you are and everything's weird. So, I mean, you're welcome to insight him, but I mean, what he's saying seems to be adding up.
I've incited weirder gods, so sure, why not? Why not? 19.
Farida does not know this person at all.
I will say you detect no deception in what he's saying, including the fact that he himself will not hurt you right now. But you detect zero compassion, though. Like you're more a curiosity. You're like a bug that got in the window that was unexpected. It's like, what is that doing here? That's cool.
Well,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you for your apology. I'm sure it was totally unintentional. At least now I know how to fix this. We'll be getting out of your way now, right?
You, and he points at you, Baloth, and you, and points at you, Shaka.
Yeah.
Called upon the powers of the dead. I warn you, such things are difficult in this place and not without consequence.
Question, if I may. Oh, whispered one. Oh, master of secrets. I wonder, will the other powers of this wand which I bear be able to be brought to bear? I cannot summon my entourage. They were mostly window dressing, I'll admit. But would I be able to employ powers that don't directly raise undead?
Baloth, you're looking right at him. You don't really see him move. It's just like he doesn't rush, but he's just next to you. He doesn't teleport. He's just there.
You ought to.
And he looks very closely at the wand, but he doesn't touch it. I'm not like the others. That egomaniac Sararak. Or that stringless puppet Aslan Rex. Or even Tasha, Higwilf, Zabilna, whatever she's calling herself. I heard she just went and got herself killed again. I'm willing to admit my limits, rare though they may be. I'm no expert in the functioning of this trinket, but Baloth, Farideh, I will bless you with something. And he opens the book. Would you like to know what your future holds?
If you would reveal it to me, who am I to refuse? To be told one's fate by Vecna himself, well, we know what the ultimate fate of everything is. Entropy and chaos rule in the end, but I would.
He steps between you all where he can essentially show Baloth the book without showing it to you. And I'm going to send you, Mark, Baloth, exactly what you see.
Which of our many systems of communication will this be arriving via?
I was going to be vague. I'm sending this to Facebook, actually. That
Okay,
seems like
cool.
the easiest and fastest.
Cool.
Orkira will lean over to whoever's nearby, probably Farida and Shaka at least, and say, "The last time I saw that book, it gave Penelope horns, and then it made Whittle very, 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 very bad."
What is it?
Yeah.
As he's walking over, you hear Baloth say very loudly, "The Book of Vile Darkness, what an honor!" Oh,
Yeah, that, right there, that.
And Baloth, as he shows you the pages, you do see voluminous descriptions dedicated to you, having killed a buffoon pretending to be Hallister Blackcloak, having enslaved the Tarask itself, having the names of everyone you have ever cheated, double-crossed, or slipped a line item into a contract. And the last thing it shows is what I have sent you.
yes. Oh, it's a very long list, I tell you. And absolute oblivion.
Yeah.
Crushing, hopeless oblivion and
Yeah.
fire. I always knew it would end in fire. Yes. Oh.
And he closes the book.
You honor me, Lord.
He turns and looks at you, Desmond, and says, "You stink of the domains. You have traveled with Azalin Rex. How have you come to be in this place?"
When he says that, Desmond just kind of stands full, tall, and just, when I know, I'll let you know.
I suspect. You. Angel of fire and brimstone. Tiefling. I will restore what you've lost. In Farida, you see yourself there with Freely. You see the moment that you feel that pain biting into your heart, and you look up and you see that pale woman standing there looking at you. And Freely turns around and says, but that's the Raven Queen, Farida. That's not good for us. And she just points at you. And the memory blinks out again.
We're the Raven Queen. The Raven Queen's the one who took Kavalar. Is that why we're here?
And he makes
That why we're here?
This awful choking, clicking noise that you think must be a laugh. And he says, "Now I will let all of you live, if only to see how that plays out." And it is like the Shadowfell itself, which was being held at bay temporarily, crushes in like waves and swallows him. And he's gone.
Can I cast an Eldritch Blast that just misses him?
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
have definitely got temper issues.
Absolutely.
Oh, I can't believe we met Vecna.
I can't believe we met Vecna.
Who is
Can't believe-
Vecna?
I can't believe you read the book.
Oh, I could never turn down an opportunity to peruse such a legendary tome. Oh, yes, brushes with greatness, legendary beings. I wonder, do you think he'd accept any comps to the Black Pits? I wouldn't ask him to compete, of course. He'd have a private box of his
So
own.
your new best friend's gone now. We're
Also-
Havilar is somewhere here.
Also,
Is anyone going to tell Farida who Vecna was? Even before we meet who this other guy is.
actually, one problem at a time. I'm going to turn to
Farida
Desmond and
has,
say,
like, no religious education. Just for the record, she's raised by atheistic dragonborn, so this is all very new.
at some point we're going to have a talk. We'll have more in common than you think, but... And I'll look at Desmond and say, "Hi."
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Are you okay?
Did I hear?
Bela.
Oh, go on.
No, please, continue.
Did I hear Lord Vecna mention that you hail from the Dread Domains? Quite the atmospheric place. I've visited there myself. I was thinking of opening a franchise. I am Baloth Baratil. Delighted to make your acquaintance, and you are?
Desmond Jones.
Delighted, Desmond.
Are you from here, Desmond?
No, I woke up here in this cave. I have no idea how I got here. Who are all of you?
Same thing with us.
You're Baloth, and I take it you do some entertaining on occasion.
Oh, I am the proprietor of the most gruesome gladiatorial pit the Underdark has to offer. The Black Pits! You look like you can take care of yourself. You've considered a career in show business?
Desmond, I appreciate Marmadark is still chasing down the remaining scurrieds here in the cave. Desmond, give me a history check.
$11.
You've never visited them yourself in your wanderings, but you met people that had traveled further than you. And Tatiana, on occasion, would rant about the fact that her aspiration had been to make it to the famous Black Pits. So you've heard of such a thing, a spectacle of combat and gore located somewhere in the Underdark.
I have heard of it then.
Oh, of course. Well, it looks like our PR people are doing their job. The advertising firm is from Avernus, so they have a pretty wide reach. Tell me, a career in show business? Something
No.
that might interest? Very well.
No.
There's time to reconsider. In the meantime, delighted to make your acquaintance. As I said, well, I suppose you don't know any of my companions.
No. I'm very curious about who you all are.
And we're curious about you. Thanks for helping out with the evil squirrels. Hi, I'm Orkira. It's a little weird because we all know each other, but we don't know you.
Yeah. Shaka here. How you doing?
Farida.
Good. As good as can be, anyway. Farida, pleasure. So Farida, Orkira, Shaka, and Balor.
That's correct. Tell me, Desmond, do you have any recollection of how exactly you found yourself here? Because we do not.
Not in the slightest. I woke up and I heard you guys out there, and not knowing where I was, I didn't want to set myself up to be, fought in the Dread Domains.
What I will say, Desmond, is although Baloth bears more of a resemblance to Finn as a fellow Dark Elf, at least half, Shaka smells like Finn.
Just points. You remind me of a friend of mine. You look like a friend of mine. He points at Baloth. Interesting.
Which part of me?
Yes.
the drow side, yes.
Well, not the missing side. The other
No.
side.
It'd be hard to be reminded of the missing side. Although I guess
His friend could be a skeleton.
that's true.
No.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Farida, come here for a sec. Come here.
Go over to Orkira.
I'd like to examine Farida and see if I could figure out, because we're all missing memories, and now she's gotten a little bit of it back. Can I do an examination on her and figure out, is this something I can fix with maybe a greater restoration?
Give me an Arcana check.
But why? Well, okay, all right.
Hey!
This may have nothing to do with Arcana, but Orkira knows missing memories when she sees it. That's a natural 20 for a 19.
Hey, natural 20 is still a success.
Thank you, Dice.
What you do know, Orkira, well, let me take a step back. Although you have no recollection of this right now, Farida, previously, would you have kept the fact that you saw the Raven Queen a secret? Or when you were basically asking for help, is this the kind of thing that you would have divulged?
I think I would have divulged it. I think I would have wanted everybody to know what I was asking for, because I don't want to bring people who are gonna crap out in the middle of it and not go all the way, because we have to save Havilar.
With that natural 20, Orkira, if this place really is the Shadowfell, and by extension, you are dealing with the Raven Queen, because you have no recollection of Farida telling you this, but if this must be, taking memories is kind of one of the main things the Raven Queen does. It's one of the main things the Shadowfell does. It takes and twists and gives back to you. So chances are incredibly high, no, greater restoration would not necessarily help.
I thought I could fix this, but there's only so much I can do against the Raven Queen. But I
know. I know the Raven Queen took Havilar. And I must have told you all. I must have told you all we have to go. We have to save her.
Yeah, I
And
had a
if
bad.
you don't remember her after she must have happened during the battle because nobody remembers her after that.
You were saying
Shaka?
something, Shaka?
Yeah, we definitely need to take out the Raven Queen. I lost something as well.
Now,
and if
everyone-
if that's why we're here, then
Let's
maybe
not be
my prayers
hasty.
have been answered.
Let's not be hasty. I found the Raven Queen to be a completely charming individual. Very
Who
generous.
kidnapped my sister?
Well, maybe we can work things out. That's all I'm saying. Let's approach this in a diplomatic fashion, shall we?
Well, I don't agree with the whole lovely person. I do agree with the diplomatic. I mean, she's not necessarily a bad person. She just collects memories and she helps lost souls, I've heard, and
people?
well, listen, all I'm saying is
Yeah.
this place sucks, but we might be able to negotiate with her when we get to her. If she took something from the two of you, we should go talk with her and get it back. And then I'll look over at
Just-
Desmond.
well,
Desmond, did she take something from you too?
I'm not sure. I just know that I'm here. And I don't know how I got here.
After you all are there talking for about a minute or so, while you're having this exchange, you notice the fury of that storm starts to wane and then it dissipates, leaving that same gloomy, starless sky overhead. In the landscape beyond the edge of the basin is a twisted expanse of mountains, ice, and mist. Peaks of pure white stand to your left, with a twisting trail of some sort visible at their foot. To your right, a broad chasm opens up in the rocky ground, cleaving the mountainous terrain in half. And beyond it all, far ahead of you, stands a great citadel, somehow crystal clear in your sight despite its distance and the gloom that hangs on the air. Dark shadows swirl around its towers, their windows flickering in the ethereal light. And so, you all will have a choice. You can take the frozen path, or you can take the misty chasm. In which way you decide to go, we'll find out after we take a little break. So, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, especially if you didn't see our super cool videos at the beginning. Hello, and welcome back to episode 1 of Idle Champions Presents Cult of the Raven Queen. It's been fine. You know, you guys woke up in the Shadowfell. You don't know how you got here or why exactly, although you're starting to put that together again. You were attacked by a swarm in a storm, a swarm of evil squirrels. Vecna appeared and said basically he'd let you live for the lulz. And now you have a choice. As you can see this citadel off in the distance, you can either go the high mountainous road or the low road through the chasm. What would you all like to do?
I think we should take the high road. We have better visibility. We'll be able to see if someone's coming at us.
Yeah, we have better visibility. We have some people that can fly, so we could get a good angle on things.
B-Dave is making such a face right now. I don't know what to do.
I'm
and
just
I
saying, if you're
can-
about that life, you go the low road. But whatever, the high road's fine. That's a valid life choice. It's a valid. I myself never take the high road, so that's.
I feel like that's all the more reason to take the high road.
I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
Neither physically nor
fair.
morally. Do I
Yeah,
take
no,
the
this is like a
high
learning
road.
opportunity for B-Dave. We're taking the high road.
That's
This
true.
is intervention.
Desmond's a ranger. He wants the high road anyways.
Undiscovered country.
All right,
Perfect.
there's a lot of snow up there, but you know, I'll do what I can. Also, and as she's scowling at all of the snow on the high road, she's going to once again cast a mass cure wounds on everybody, and y'all get 33 health back.
Excellent.
As we should probably get going, whichever way we're going. So here you go.
Does anybody do anything else before you depart the safety of the cave?
The second she casts that cure wounds, Desmond just reaches into his pocket and just, "You're really good about that.
Oh,
Do you
thanks.
eat meat?
Yeah.
Here, try this." And he just hands it to her.
Oh. And she will ask as she pops it in her mouth, "What is it?"
And Desmond just like, Okay. That was something I've been preparing. It's a recipe from a good friend of mine. He had it at his home and it was served to him. So he gave me the recipe and I've been trying my hardest to perfect it to make sure it hits right. How is it?
Orkira, it is brilliant. It is smoked brisket. It is sweet. It is tender, but somehow he made a jerky out of it. It's an achievement.
Well,
Wow.
I'm glad we welcomed you to our party. I think we can always trust a man who carries pocket brisket.
And this is Bailoff. You gotta try this. This is absolutely delicious.
Well, I wouldn't say no if there's some up for offer.
I kind of ate all of mine. Sorry.
It looks
I-
really good.
And with that, to be fair, like since everybody's asking, he just like hands everybody else.
I'm gonna reach into my bag and I'm gonna pull out a little black bag with some purple accents and open it up and say, "You offered us food, so it's only fair that I offer you. You want a marshmallow?"
What's a marshmallow?
Oh, I'm so
Record
excited.
scratch.
This is the happiest moment of my life. And she pulls out a marshmallow and she says, "A confectionery, sugar, basically, lots and lots of sugar. This one's a little stale. They're always a little stale, but they're chewy and nice. Here."
Farida, give Farida and Shaka, actually, for very different reasons, Farida, Shaka, and Bailoff all give me insight checks for very
Okay.
different reasons.
I'm now
Now I'm
concerned.
nervous. Yeah, the two of us are just
21.
sharing food, so we don't know
I'm
what's
gonna
going
do
on.
a concern.
18.
18,
Use the
17.
brisket people or the
17.
marshmallows people?
Farida, as you're just sort of watching this stranger, Desmond,
Mhm.
it is very clear to you that he's lost someone too. You just can tell. Shaka, you can tell that just like you feel like a piece of you is missing, he feels like a piece of him is missing. Bailoff, he said no, but he's one of those brooding, wounded types that you very much can just twist enough to like get him out of his shell. And those are the ones that are the biggest draws because the girls like the emo boys.
Yes. Oh yeah, he's got star quality. I can tell. Yes. Oh, before we depart, Bailoff is going to do a quick check. He looks up at the high road, like, it's a pity I don't have that flying carpet of mine. It's shag, but I'm going to need that back, by the way, whoever took that. But let's see. Do I have all of my other possessions?
Yes, as far as you can tell. But here's the problem, Bailoff. You've forgotten so many things that maybe you don't have something you don't even remember having.
Do I remember having Baba Yaga's mortar and pestle?
You do. Puff delivered it personally.
Yes.
You do remember Puff. You could never forget Puff.
All right, everyone. I think
Mr.
that
Bailoff.
I love Puff.
Haunting on the wind. Mr. Bailoff.
Bailoff says, perfect. Well, everyone, I think I have a way for us to take a little shortcut here. Though the Wand of Orcus is my most treasured possession currently, this little artifact was once in the possession of the most powerful witch in the known multiverse, Baba Yaga herself. We'll just cause this to grow, and then we can traverse the night, get there instantly. Let's go.
Okay.
You will it to grow, and it does not, Bailoff. It's like it's trying to. You can tell it is attempting to answer you, but it is like the Shadowfell itself is holding it in place.
Interesting. I'll actually like produce a little flame just in my hand and sort of wave my hand through it. Does it still seem that some of its other powers are functioning? Like, am I still somewhat resistant to fire and...
Yes, it seems like the other things that you were expect are there. It just its ability to grow and transport you seems not to be functioning.
Well, nothing's ever easy, is it? Sorry, folks, false alarm. I'm afraid we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way, by schlepping.
Farida is going to turn to Desmond, and she's going to say, "Look, you don't have to come with us. This is... I mean, I don't even know what this is going to involve, but my sister's been taken, and as many people as I can to help me would be great. I don't even know what we're up against.
I'm in. Better with these people with something to do rather than just sitting around in this cave with dead squirrels.
As you say that, Shaka is picking up a few of these squirrels and squirreling them away. In
I was
his
waiting for it.
bag.
Honestly, I'm surprised it took us this long to get here. Yeah.
And you might
need a
see him bite into one.
I mean, are you sure you just don't want a marshmallow?
And right when she says that, Desmond's like, "Oh," and just like starts to just munch on the marshmallow. Just
Yeah. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
amazing.
Just
What?
Some snacks.
Speaking of snacks, where does this marshmallow thing come from? Goodness. And he just like just downs the rest of it.
I'll tell you as we're walking. It's a whole thing. I mean, this is a magic bag, but I know how they make them.
Yep, as your first glimpse suggested, the frozen path twists along the foot of the mountains in a continuous course, seemingly not a natural formation, and definitely not an easy walk. In fact, if you had to wager a guess, the mountains almost look more like they're a row of almost incomprehensibly large teeth. Orkira, you've seen something similar in the graveyard of the gods. It's almost difficult to fathom how big whatever this was must have been when it was alive. The icy expanse of the trail is littered by boulders and rubble where the slopes above have given way and a cold wind is rising. But more fearsome than the cold is the keening wail of the wind, seemingly carrying distant voices as it scours you.
Orkira is going to reach back into her bag and pull out a fuzzy hat that looks like one of those fuzzy toques to try to put on her head, but then she remembers she has a hood, and I can't do that. I can't do. Oh, fine. All right, I won't do both. Oh, listen, save this for later. Oh.
All of you give me survival checks.
31.
16.
She gonna make it. 16, 17,
15.
15. Wait, the ranger gets a 15 in survival?
Look, I have a +7. It was an 8, okay?
I mean, it bees like that sometimes.
It hurts is what
That's
it
what
does.
I'm in.
I mean, surviving in the Shadowfell is way different than surviving anywhere
Yeah,
else, right?
exactly.
Like,
So,
I was hurt that I got called out so proudly and loudly.
I mean,
like the ranger
I'm just
got-
saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Actually,
I'm just saying. We do this every week, and now these are people meeting Desmond for the first time. And that's how you're gonna do out here in public. When I brought
But
you
they
here.
didn't
But
know
okay.
he was there until old man's ratted him out. So
also, Desmond gave me pocket brisket, so best friend for life.
and I do say that Baloth makes Desmond's survival check look good because I get an 11.
As you all are making your way here through the ice and snow, it is slow going. It is terrible. Again, as these just moans and wails get louder and louder and oddly familiar, you hear your name being spoken. You hear friends, voices that you know. Farida, you swear you hear Havilar calling out for Zuni because she can't find her. And as you all are distracted by this, Baloth, Farida, and Desmond, you realize that somehow, in a way that does not make sense, this snow is covering extremely corrosive pools of marsh-like mud that you step into intermittently and take 7 points of acid damage as you unwittingly stumble into a corrosive marsh. Again, not counting for any of your damage mitigation. However, as you all make your way through here, it's like, again, Baloth, you realized before, it's like the Shadowfell itself is trying to eject you, and you get that exact same feeling again as these screams begin to increase and sort of work their way into your consciousness. All of you give me charisma saves.
29.
Ooh, I'm good at those.
29, 18,
I rolled a 2, so I got 13.
14.
14.
Great.
That is a 31.
I knew you just said I'm good at these, and I was like, he's gonna roll a 1. Here it comes, cursed by hubris.
No, I rolled a
Shaka.
19 and I got a plus 12. So
Shaka. You hear Kaguya again being drowned out. She's no, just don't give up. Shaka, keep fighting on. This death cannot win. Evil has no place. It's I can't. And Farida, you hear Havilar. Zuni? Rita? Don't leave me. I can't find you. And
Hey, chase the sound of the voice and call out for her. Be like, Javi!
Shaka and Farida take 27 points of psychic damage. And Farida, give me a dexterity save.
Ooh.
12.
You all see Farida goes running and calling for her sister in the cave. The path breaks and gives way, and Farida goes tumbling down the side of the mountain.
Can
You
I?
take 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And yes, Orkira.
I was gonna try to swoop after her to keep her from falling all the way down the mountain. Like, can I grab her?
Give me athletics.
Is it possible that I could do this in the most acrobatic way possible?
I'll give you acrobatics.
Okay, good. She's a dexterous flyer, not a strong flyer. I still rolled
Mhm.
like crap, so that's an 11.
You are able to catch her after a couple of tumbles, but she does fall down some distance before you catch up to her.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
I got
don't
you,
let me go! Don't let me
I got you. Here, grab hold of, I guess one of my several pieces of armor. I don't know where all this came from. And I will grab her, and then I can carry someone while I'm flying, one person, and so I'll fly her back up to everybody.
Perfect. You absolutely do. Farida, you immediately see Shaka sort of holding his head the same way you are.
Did nobody else hear that?
I heard my patrons, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if my patron is trying to sever the connection. I don't know if how can my patron be in trouble? This place is really messing with me. We've got to get to the Raven Queen. She's got to be behind this.
Your pact. You can't reach your pact?
I can hear her, but it's not as strong as it usually is. As a matter of fact, it sounds like trouble.
that's very odd, considering. And Baloth looks at him with detect magic again. It's like you're glowing. You're lit up like a Yuletide tree.
Like a Yuletide bonfire.
A Yuletide bonfire.
It's not just you, Shaka. My connection to my god is a little weaker than normal. I've experienced this kind of thing before, especially in places like this. It sucks, but I think it's just this place, and you're right. I think we just need to get to the Raven Queen and get this over with.
Yeah, we have to push on.
Agreed. But with all this talk of connections, can I test my connection to the Nine Hells and make sure it's not going anywhere?
Yeah, you feel the.
I don't want to linger
There's-
there too long. I don't
there's-
want to talk to anybody. But
You're butt dialing the Nine Hells just to see if they're still there.
you just call it when it picks up. You just hang up really fast.
Oh, prank dial. Okay.
You up? Send a you up call to
Ask them if they have Prince Albert in a can.
Oh, that's the fifth layer of hell.
I don't want to hear
Okay.
Asmodeus laugh. It's scary.
As you reach out, you feel his eyes on you, despite your best efforts, Farida. And you do hear him. Oh, hello, lost child. Did you think you could visit the domain of Asmodeus undetected?
Just making sure things are working like they're supposed to.
Of course. All things here are as I will, and of course they are perfect. You, however, seem to have gone a bit astray. Tell me, do you wish for Asmodeus to intercede on your behalf?
What does that even look like?
Grand victory, of course. I sense something in you. You're missing someone. Oh, your sweet sister. I tell you, I will posit a question to you, and you might return to me when you wish it answered.
What is it?
You're there in her domain, surrounded by strangers. Your sister is missing. But where is your father? Where's the Cambion? Why do Mahan and Lorcan not assist you? Oh, and also, you should look behind you, Farida. And you feel the connection cut off.
I was gonna ask if I could have Havilar's imps, and clearly she's not using them right now.
I mean,
Or maybe
you sure?
maybe they're the thing. Maybe they're the thing that's protecting her. He never liked her as much.
Farida, you okay? You shivered. What's going on?
Look behind me. What's behind me?
As you push on where the icy path threads between the walls of a narrow rocky pass, the wind has been steadily rising. Snow and ice crystals slash at you, cutting visibility to almost nothing. But Farida, you can see two towering figures appear from the storm. Elemental creatures shaped of churning fire and streaming ice, and white eyes blazing with fury. And you realize they are right behind Orkira and Baloth. Like they're coming for them.
I'm gonna scream a warning.
And
Can I get off? What?
With that roll initiative, you did manage to avoid the surprise round though, because you're about to get got. Yeah.
I rolled a 1.
Well, good thing for you. Shaka's still going after you. Yep.
I wrote another high initiative roll.
Can you like pass that to someone else to trade or something?
I wrote a 23 initiative.
You're like,
I rolled an 8.
It's this elevation.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we're in Denver.
Bela?
13. No, wait. I get a +1. 14 total.
14. Farida, big old 1. Desmond.
Actually, it's a 2 because I have a +1, but yeah.
Good. Well, again, you're going to be ahead of him. 2. Big old 8 for Desmond. Once again, the monsters are going to go first. Let's see here. You all see there's 4 of these things. I will say, Desmond and Orkira, your initiative is tied. I don't know which between the two of you has the highest dex.
I've got a 14.
17.
Not
That would
surprised.
be a Desmond. Yep. Again, I know he's fairly spry, but Orkira Ildrex has surprised me on occasion. You see 4 of these things come out, and again, they look like they're made of ice and fire at the same time. Like the ice itself is like steaming because it's on fire, but remains coalesced there. And they're going to swing at you guys. Give me 1 second here. Look something up. second, sorry. Because a lot of these things are like, it's this monster, except change all these things. And I'm like, got it, right, got it.
That's all right. Orkira's just staring at these things going, ice
Yeah.
and fire? No, that's no, that's not how that works.
Let's see. It is going to attack Baloth, and it is not going to be able to hit Baloth. Oh wait, I take that back. Sorry. It will be about to hit Baloth once, unless anybody wants to do a thing or intercede somehow.
Shield, thank you.
Which gets your AC up to what? Oh,
26.
all right. Let me make a note of that myself. Same thing, Baloth. This like huge fist is coming right for your skull, and your shield leaps to life and stops it at the absolute last second.
And Baloth, as he does in these situations, goes, nah.
It is going to hit Desmond twice again, unless really, Orkira, everybody's about to get attacked. You tell me when you wish to do your thing.
Well, I can only do it once because it's my reaction, and I can only roll a d4. So if it's within 4 of someone's armor class, and let me know.
There's no way to know though. So you just gotta know. You're gonna use it or not use it.
I'm gonna pause for a second and keep an eye on Shareef and Farida because they seem way more hurt.
I don't know who this Shareef person you speak of.
Sorry, Shaka.
He's
just a really nice person that I met a while ago.
It's true. That's a demigod of a whole different
NPC.
plane.
Random NPC in the mountain.
There you go.
It is going to successfully hit you once, Orkira, as it is attacking you. Shaka, it is also going to successfully hit Shaka once. Inconspicuously, none of them attack Farida.
Well, I will try to shield Shaka. So you get 4 to your armor class.
Okay. So that puts me at a 23 AC.
It had a 24.
Oh my god. My wing is just short. Just short of
Just
knocking
short.
this thing.
Boom, exactly. You know what? Honestly, Orkira, the wing goes up, you get it there, and it's still just like boom, just
Goes
through
through
your
it.
wing.
Well,
And
wing
now
goes out. I'm
anyway.
like, ah! And that's how I get hit. Is it's hitting the wing out of the way.
I love it.
You'd figure the extra feathers would give me like better armor, but no, that's not helping.
Desmond, you take 26 fire and 26 cold damage. Again, not counting any mitigation. The rest of you, except Farida, all take 13 fire and 13 cold. Again, not accounting for any mitigation. As
I don't have resistance from fire.
I mean,
Felt
again,
earlier.
what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's half.
if you do, yeah.
I am immune to fire.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that is,
So I get 26 of those since 26 of those were fired.
So correct.
Cool.
Well, no. Resistance just means you take half damage. So it's 26
Okay,
and
cool.
13.
That works for me.
and I assume you meant when you say everyone who got hit, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Everyone who got hit. So Baloth escaped. As you can see, the burning ice all over the shield here. However, it is now going to be Baloth's turn.
Okay. So Baloth, after doing his he sort of looks back and goes, well, if they were made of fire, I'd use ice. And if they were made of ice, I'd use fire. But in this case, lightning bolt. As, can he line up more than one of them in the path of this?
So
lightning
you could
bolt?
catch any 2 of them.
Okay, he'll try to. One of them will be the one that attacked him, obviously. And
However, before this spell goes off, give me a dex check, Baloth.
Dex. Okay. That is a 16, and I get a +1 bonus, so 17.
You see chunks of rubble coming from overhead from these elementals stomping around, but you manage to evade getting hit by any of them before you unleash your spell.
Yeah,
For
Baloth.
the rest of you, rocks are falling.
Yeah, Baloth is just like, God, and here I am walking on the ground like some kind of nobody. So the lightning bolts, that will be a save for them rather than to hit. So this is a Dex 22 save for this lightning bolt.
I know this is going to come completely as a shock, but creatures of ice are not terribly dexterous. So let's see here. I don't even know if they, well, I was about to say in the strictest technical sense, they, actually I take that back. They're not, well, hang on. Are they that dexterous? Hold on, sorry. Neither of them make the save.
All right, they'll both take full damage, and of course, for these d6s, I'll be using my Iris dice, my little collection there.
It's incredible. Those are the best dice to roll,
They're the best dice, darling.
They're so good. They're just amazing.
They're the best dice ever.
And that will be, so they both take full damage. That'll be a grand total of 31 points of damage to both of them.
Okay, perfect.
And that is,
anything
of
else?
course, lightning damage.
Perfect.
I was about to say
31, you
thunder
say?
damage, but that's a different thing. Yes, so
is a
that will
different
be 31 total to both.
Perfect. Desmond, you are up, then Orkira.
Desmond is just enraged and just he sees the nearest one of these enemies to him, and he attempts to Zephyr Strike.
Perfect. Have at it.
I'm gonna try the digital dice because reasons. And to hit 12.
Let me double check here. I'm fairly certain that is not enough. That is not enough.
Had that feeling. Yay, because Zephyr Strike is the bonus action. So for the primary action, I'm gonna roll a real die and try to hit with a lovely little weapon.
You hit him with what?
Longsword.
Perfect. I believe you get 2 attacks because you're grown up big and strong now.
Yes, he does get 2 attacks because that additional attack is lovely. I should have rolled two d20s just to get it done. One of them definitely didn't work. It was a 4.
That is not enough. Correct.
And the other was a nat 1.
Hey, yeah, you know, you had to like choke up on it a little bit and like catch him on the upswing. Exactly.
It's been a while. He woke up in a cave.
Let me ask you this. Is your intent to attack one of the ones that Baloth has already damaged or one of the undamaged ones?
Which are closest to him?
They're kind of all around you.
Okay.
Sort of.
The one that's already damaged, because get it done.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll it.
And that is... I don't have the dice out for this, so...
Well, you can give it to me when you have it. Orkira?
Oh, no, I was going to click the digital dice. I was going to roll that.
Oh, yeah, no, have at it. Just tell me when
It's
you
a
got
9.
it. That's the big old... Wait, but double that because you natural 20. Because you did not double the dice, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
So it's a 9 and a 10.
Perfect. Excellent. Orkira?
Really? Who would have thought I'd be happy to see fire and then upset to see fire? Okay.
I'm guessing Shaka and Farida probably look the most hurt.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I tried.
One quick second. Sorry, Desmond. Dex save, please, and Orkira, dex save as well.
Okay. All right. Okay. I got a 12.
Nat 20 plus 9,
Hey!
29.
Desmond, again, it's like slow motion as the rocks are falling. You're able to step all around them and don't take any damage at all. Orkira, you take 10 points of rocks falling on your draconic head. Your peripheral vision's blocked out by the hood. Like, it looks super cool, but it's hard to know when you're under attack. You got a hood and a hat.
Yeah. But the hat is keeping me warm, so I'm not gonna complain.
I am gonna fly over to Shaka because I feel a little bad that the wings failed, and I'm going to
Give me a hug.
I'm gonna do a cure wounds at 3rd level. Shaka, what do you think is the worst wound you have at the moment? What does it look like?
I imagine if this large thing hit me, it probably hit me from the top down. So I'd imagine that there's like a gash on my on my head, I would imagine.
So I come flying on over, my hand lights up with fire, and I go, all right, hold still for a second, and I put my hand on top of your head, and cure wounds at 3rd level, you get 26 health back.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna fly up and like go a little bit away from these creatures because they're big and large. And just so I'm like out of their range and keeping an eye out for any more that might be coming, and that's my turn.
Perfect. All right. And that brings us to Farida and then Shaka.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna try this spell that I've never used before.
I like where this is headed.
So it's the end of the episode. We'll just pull out the big guns. So she's gonna cast Blade of Disaster.
Okay.
Because how can you not with that name?
No,
so
again, I like where this is headed.
a blade-shaped planar rift appears between them, and that's a bonus action. So then now I can make 2 melee spell attacks with the blade, each against a creature or other things, but it's going to be a creature.
All right.
So, so the ones that are attacking Desmond and Baloth, I think, are those?
Wait, there's basically 2 that are damaged and 2 that are undamaged.
Okay, I'll go for the 2 that are undamaged, so we can
Okay.
try and knock them all down. Okay, so the first attack is 26.
More than enough. What kind
Okay.
of damage does this do, by the way?
He's going to do force damage.
Okay, perfect.
It's another 26. So
Also
this
more than enough.
Farida is feeling like this is Asmodeus messing with her on some level. She is very reactive, so she just rips this hole in the plane that, vaguely knife-shaped. It swings into one, it swings into the other. The first one is going to do 18 damage. The second one is going to do 10 damage, and the Blade of Disaster persists between them, shimmering
Perfect.
with creepy energy.
18 and 10. Perfect.
Disaster energy.
With
Disaster energy.
I mean, that
I
is a
love
brand.
it.
I feel like that is just our
I
brand,
love
like in
that.
general. Actually.
Big disaster energy. I'm here for it.
Big
Yeah.
disaster energy. Perfect. Anything else for Farida?
No, that's gonna be it.
All right. And Shaka again with double magic.
Question about this double magic.
Mhm.
Does it go against my spell count? Like, is it still the amount of
It's
spells I can
basically it's 2 for 1. Whenever you do a thing, it happens twice.
cast? Okay.
And you can choose: do you do it to 1
Okay.
target or do you do it to 2?
All right. Well, then, yeah, we're gonna do a 9th level spell twice then.
Oh,
Uh,
yes!
Because why not?
If not now, when?
Yeah. Psychic Scream. I want to do. So that is on both of them because it can affect up to 10 folks.
Mhm.
And it's an intelligence save of 16.
You might be shocked that they're not terribly wisdomous. So is it your intent to do that twice or to hit all 4 of them?
I would like to. Well, one can do up to 10. So I
Right.
want to do it once on all of them.
Oh,
and
no,
then
on
another
all of
time
them.
on
Okay, right.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
All right. Perfect. Sorry, let me check one thing here. Wait, what kind of save is it?
16 intelligence. Oh,
I
God.
actually rolled
B-Day's
high
laughing.
enough. No, I rolled high enough for 2 of them to save, but they actually have a negative to the save, which made them fail. I actually
That-
had it. I was like, ha! Oh.
That's
So all
terrific.
4 of them fail. And is your intent to essentially do it again?
I mean, yes.
All 4 of them fail twice.
Okay, that means each one takes 28 d6 of psychic damage and is stunned. So let me roll. So
Stunned
let
is
me
amazing.
roll. So let me roll for the first one.
It's like we should all just
28
straight
d6
face
done.
golf clap that. Just
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been that kind of weekend between Sage and Brennan this past weekend and now. I'm like,
Okay.
okay, great.
So one of them
And
takes
you know,
9.
also, just as an aside, they have a truckload of condition resistances. Stunned is not one of them. Like, you can do almost nothing to them, but that one works. So yes, all right. So how much damage? Sorry.
One takes 96.
Okay. The one that is the worst damage explodes into a shower of frost and ice.
Yes. Another one takes 96.
Okay.
Um,
It also explodes in a shower of frost and ice.
Nice.
one takes 109.
Uh,
She.
This is amazing.
Oh, wow.
and,
it is up, but freaking barely.
and the last one takes 92.
Yeah, you just did like 500 points of damage like in a single round. That's
That
that's cool.
was
That's cool.
Pretty
That's cool. That's cool.
nuts.
And
Double your
the-
pleasure. Yeah.
when they're for their stun, do they roll at the end of their turn or the end of your turn to see?
It says that they, at the end of the monster's turns, can they make an intelligence save? At the end of the monster,
Perfect.
at the end of each of its turns. Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Um,
So
They're at
what's-
least
Also-
stunned for one round, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Also, technically, for the ones that got killed, their head explodes as well. So,
yeah.
just,
That's, yeah, they're
because-
yes, definitely blew the head off of these things. Actually, one of them is going to make the save, even with the detriment.
Okay.
So neither of them do anything. One of them is still sort of slack-jawed, but the other one like continues moving. But they don't do anything on their turn because they are stunned. Which brings us back around to Baloth. Two of them are destroyed. The other two are grievously wounded. One is stunned, and the other one is going to keep fighting.
Well, first of all, Baloth is like, Shaka, very good show. We're going to need to talk about an appearance at the Black Pits. If you can keep up this double spell thing, that is. Whoa, what a finisher. But I'll play cleanup, if I may, and another lightning bolt to catch both.
Okay.
Dex 22 save.
All right, hold on a second here. Here's the crazy thing: the stun one would have made it, except it rolls with disadvantage. In 22, you say?
Dex 22.
And no, actually, it wouldn't have made it. Never mind. And the other one fails as well. So yes, you catch them both.
Alrighty then. So we'll all take. Oh, I like to see a lot of irises. I always like to see
I told you, I'm very lucky, darling. Everybody likes to look into my eye and my eye and 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 eye.
Okay, so that will be a total of 37 points of damage.
Perfect. Hold on a second here. Anything else for Baloth?
No, that's his action, and he might as well, since they're stunned, he's going to use his move to sort of like back up out of melee range.
Dex save. Actually, Dex save for you too, Shaka. Dex save for Shaka and Baloth.
Sure.
Farida, did I get a Dex? I didn't get a Dex save from you either when it was your turn. Sorry. So Dex save 2.
Does a 14 do it?
11, 14. Farida.
17.
Farida, it is enough. Both Shaka and Baloth, 10 points of damage. Not from falling rocks, but from flying chunks of elemental head that go out his shrapnel.
Gladly take that damage. I'm like smiling as this thing is hitting me.
It's true, yeah. Just like the trickle of blood across the forehead. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for Baloth?
No, that's it. As I say, he's using his move just to get out of melee range in case they snap out of it.
Perfect. Desmond, Dex save.
Yay. 23.
More than enough. And yes, one is stunned, one is moving. They are both grievously injured.
It's my turn.
Oh, yes.
Oh, good. Excellent. Desmond is just livid. And in that moment that he sees that he just dodged more damage, he's just and he just explodes in size. Fur comes from everywhere you could think that there could be fur, except for his eyes, because obviously he needs to see. He is all black with just like reddish orange slashes, just like on his armor, on his shoulders. And he's just, enough! And he leaps at the nearest of them. So
Go ahead and roll it. If you roll, if you want to attack the stunned one, it will be with advantage. If you want to attack the other one, it will be regular.
Definitely stunned with advantage to start with. And that would be roll the 19 plus 9.
More than enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then that bite for damage on that one is 8. Or actually, my bad, 11.
Okay, perfect.
And then
Big old mouthful of flaming rock.
strange things have happened. And then to attack the same one again. Ooh, a nat 20. What do you know?
Ooh.
Hey!
Hey.
Wait, is that your third nat 20 today?
I thought it was only my second today. I might be wrong.
You rolled an at 20 on a save at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is. So yeah, then 3. I'm with it. Thank goodness.
I love
For
it.
these lovely metal die. I just love metal die. And to hit on that one is a 6 or 6 damage, should I say?
And then double that.
Oh, double the roll or double that? Just double that damage.
It's up to you. You can double dice or you can double the yeah.
I rolled it again, and that second one is an 11.
Okay. So what was the total there?
That would be 17 total on the last two, and 11 on the previous.
Tell me what it looks like when you kill this thing, Desmond.
Desmond just reaches and grabs both of its shoulders and just and he opens his jaws and bites down on its head, completely covering it, and just like squeezes until it's half of its original size, and then rips it and just launches it.
Oh, bravo! A lycanthrope, eh? Looks like our new friend Desmond is full of surprises.
Wow, you threw that really far.
Anything else from Desmond?
Nah.
Or
Actually,
here-
he would pass the hunter's mark
Yeah.
on the last one.
The one that's surviving? Perfect.
Yes.
Orkira, having seen this lycanthrope reveal itself, it's like old times again. What would Orkira like to do?
Like old times, as in like 5 minutes ago.
Actually, first thing, give me that deck save.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Hey, that's my turn for a nat 20 for 22.
Hey.
It is like old times. I see Desmond transform, and there's a moment I'm like, oh, I miss Whittle. Oh, I should get back to healing. She's holding her book, her holy symbol, as close as possible to get as much warmth as possible from it. She's going to fly within 30 feet of everybody, and once again, just big explosion of fire as I will use the last of the charges from my book for a mass cure wounds. Everybody gets 22 health back. And she will then kind of swoop back out well away from this creature as she then basically uses one hand to clap for both Shaka and Desmond. Is like,
Oh, you guys are doing great. This is amazing.
and that is all I'm doing, is just continuing to heal.
Perfect. Absolutely. It is important. And that Farida, there is one left.
Okay, so I'm going to use the bonus action to move the Blade of Disaster to that one and hit it twice.
Perfect.
Ooh,
Make your attack.
17?
That is enough.
Come on. Oh, this has a really cool thing if I roll 18 or higher, and I did not. So it's a 17 and an 18 with the hit bonus. So
Well, hang on. Desmond, did you went after the stunned one, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, yes, but that is enough to hit it. And
So first one does 26 damage, so a slightly better roll than last time. And the second strike does, give it a second, 16 damage.
Tell me what it looks like when Farida carves this thing into pieces.
So this planar rift tears through it, and where it cuts, it starts to kind of frizzle, like it's not staying in this plane anymore. And when that intense kind of vibration comes, it just breaks apart into pieces, which smoke slightly.
is all of this happens in mere seconds, and you all have just decimated these things, and you see the head Desmond threw flying off into the distance. From down in this chasm, you hear as a huge black shape comes up out of the darkness, where you see a terrifying beast. It's got long wings and a long neck and a beak that when it opens is covered with a row of flaming spikes. This seems like something born out of the hells itself, Farida, as you see a demonic goose comes flying up out of the mist below. Thank you to the voters of Vital Champions.
Oh, not again! Not again!
Oh, no.
I've experienced it before.
I just discovered something. All of that is a bonus action that I just did. It's not a bonus action to move it. It's a bonus action to move it and chop something twice. So could I please Eldritch Blast this goose?
You absolutely go ahead and shoot the ghost. Yes.
I gotta look up this Blade of Disaster. This is like a
Yeah, this
spiritual
sounds
weapon.
It's my ninth level Mystic Arcanum, to be clear.
There we
That's
go.
why I was like, this
Oh,
is sort of, I don't know about this. But now
Yeah.
I'm learning it. I'm liking it.
Mhm.
Okay, so at
Blast the
this
goose.
level, I got 4 beams. So
Yeah.
that's
Four separate attacks.
Yep.
24,
That's a hit.
a 21,
That is a hit.
that's gonna be 28,
That is a hit.
and that one's a 17.
That is also a hit.
Oh,
Okay.
Ah.
Just whip around and just like, cha, cha, cha. Okay,
That is the
let me add all
appropriate
this
response.
up.
Important point of clarification. What do Farida's Eldritch Blast look like?
So they're sort of purple and black and kind of crackling negative energy. And when they hit things that burn, they leave behind like purple embers.
Absolutely.
So that's, 11 and then 13 and then another 8. And her Eldritch Blast, when it hits, it pushes back the thing it hit 10 feet. I don't know if that means a total of 40 feet. I think that
does.
would be cool. Yay.
You just gave me 11, 13, and 8, so unless you'd already
Sorry, it
combined
was
one. give me
5
one more.
plus 6 is 11.
Okay, cool.
So I rolled
Perfect.
2 crummy times.
Perfect. You see, boom, 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 boom. You push this thing backwards into the air.
Can I do? Let me check something. There's one other thing that I thought I could do. Yeah. Okay. So when I hit a creature with an attack, I can use this feature. No, never mind. I'll let other people do stuff. I'm sorry.
Hey,
going.
this is your moment,
look,
Farida.
use those actions.
This is your moment.
So
Do
when
it.
I hit
Use
with an attack, I can hurl them through hell. So I can hurl the demonic goose through hell.
It takes a little road trip.
It's gone till the end of my next turn, so we have a little time to catch up.
Oh wow.
And when it comes back, it's gonna take 10d10 psychic damage.
Is there
Wow.
any save against this?
No. It
Just
just says
hurl
when you
them
hit
through
a creature with an attack, you can use this feature to instantly transport the target through the lower planes. At the end of your next turn, the target returns to the space it previously occupied.
You
Well,
you
weird
still
unoccupied space. If it's not a you know what? I'm sorry, I missed this line. If it's not a fiend, it takes 10d10 psychic damage.
It is a fiend.
So
It's a demon.
I missed that little clause, but I did say I'd
So-
use it. But
Wait,
if you let me
so
take
if it's
it
a
back.
fiend, nothing happens?
Yeah, they just went home. Although
Oh.
I would argue it's a demonic goose. My powers are hellish. If I'm sending a demon through the hells, that should be upsetting. But at that point,
But you're going to, but it basically comes out and you pow, 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 and it erupts in a ball of flames and is gone.
yeah.
And a moment later,
No.
well, Farida,
Yeah.
you hear Asmodeus calling.
Oh, you're gonna want to answer that call.
I
Yeah,
don't want to.
But dialing you now.
yeah, yeah. You got it. You got to hear what he has to say about that.
We're sorry. Farida did not go through. She didn't hear that. Not at all. What in my name did you just send down here?
look, a lot of stuff was happening, and I thought maybe you'd prefer I went and got your other chosen back from the Raven Queen, so I don't know. It's a goose. You could cook it.
After I extended my not inconsiderable might to shield you, this is how you thank Asmodeus. Fine.
It's a free goose.
This is not the first mess you tieflings have left behind that I had to clean up. You make me wonder why it is that I chose either of you to begin with. The Legion's hunger. This will be an unexpected boon, I suppose. Oh, but Farida,
Yeah.
when you do meet the Raven Queen, try not to make me look bad.
And he hangs up on you again.
That hurts. That hurts.
And as you all make your way along this place, slipping and sliding along this path, eventually you do see something up ahead. You see, with the mountains behind you, the terrain around you now rises as rocky hillocks and stunted, crumbling peaks, framing the dark lines of the Fortress of Memory standing nearer in the distance. A new trail twists towards the citadel between the rocky slopes, with one of those slopes just over a mile away, topped by a cluster of ancient dark gray megaliths. A few of those cracked stone slabs have keeled over and shattered, but most still stand upright, reaching for the black sky like splintered fingers. You all have just encountered a significant opponent here on the sides of the mountains, and apparently Farida has the ability to eject foes out of this plane of existence. What would you all like to do?
Farida, who you were sort of muttering to yourself? Were you had some kind of psychic communication with someone?
Yeah, just
Who?
Is it important? It doesn't seem important.
Oh, come on. You
I mean,
can
the
tell
goose
me.
is
We're
gone.
friends. We're friends. What? Who?
So, Asmodeus is not my patron, but
Asmodeus.
maybe
He's famous.
he's.
Do you have his number?
Ooh, yeah, no, yeah.
Look, if you
it's
could do a little-
complicated. It's really complicated. It's
If
not.
you think that you could set up some kind of,
Hey, look, you don't want that. You really don't want that.
Oh, I really do. I mean, he's a
No,
little
no,
lawful
no,
for
no,
my
no.
taste, but famous is famous.
It's like a bureaucracy thing. My ancestor was supposed to be his chosen. She really messed up. She tried to get him back. She tried to, well, I was technically supposed to be her vessel, and so was Havlar, but turns out if if the vessel splits in the process, everything gets messy. So there's a little of me, a little of her in me, and when he said, "Here, you're chosen now," to clean that up, I just get bothered.
I'll be honest, I didn't hear anything after you said Asmodeus.
I heard everything, and I am so
glad
confused.
I shared this very personal thing with you, Baloth.
I can't believe you know Asmodeus.
Just go stomp off.
And Desmond just kind of leans over to Baloth and just, what's an Asmodeus?
Are you still in werewolf form, just for the record?
Yeah.
He changed back to human right before he said that. Otherwise, it would have just been like, what's an Asmodeus?
When Desmond leans in, he's like, "Oh, Desmond, very nice work back there. Listen, I just had the boys work on this, and he uses prestidigitation. This show poster unfurls, and it's Desmond in his lycanthrope form, but almost like exaggerated, so he's even bigger. And it's just like, can you see that star billing? I'm just saying, think about it. No need for an answer right now. Have your people call my people, or if you don't have an agent, that's probably even better."
I just wanted to know what Asmodeus was.
Oh, right. Big cheese downstairs. You know what I'm saying?
I thought he
Jeez.
was dead, but that's a different story, I guess. Hey, Desmond, that was super cool. I'm just gonna ask, just for future reference for me. You want to be a werewolf, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure so that if I gotta heal you and do other things, I don't accidentally make you not a werewolf anymore if you don't want to be one.
I would much prefer if you are torn between the two, don't just leave me as I am. I'm a fan of it. It works for me.
As long as you want to be that way, I'm fine with it. It's just good for me to know in case other things come up, because I'm trying to keep everybody alive and it's really hard. This place sucks.
I gotta say, this gift that I have is part of me and why I feel like I'm still alive at this point. So I prefer it this way.
Okay. I just know that some people end up with that unwillingly, so I figured I'd ask.
It wasn't unwilling initially, but grew on me. I'm a fan.
I know the feeling.
I do too.
You know how nice it is to find food no matter where I am. It's glorious.
I mean,
Here.
I can just create food and water, although everything kind of tastes like lobster.
Not the same. And he just throws her another brisket.
I'm never gonna complain about this.
Here at the base of the mountains, in the shadow of the Fortress of Memories, which I'm sure nothing at all terrible lay between you and it, seems like an excellent place for us to stop. But before we go, hey, you all survived episode 1. Yay!
Yay!
Before we go, giveaway winners for the Idle Champions Dice Vault in apparently very lucky, very fortuitous Iris D6 is Beer and Whiskey. That's just a great name.
That's
It really is.
Just
It really
a great
is.
name. Those are two of my favorite things. So congrats, Beer and Whiskey. And for the Brimstone Angels bundle is Ravenclaws with an E on the end. So Ravenclaw-Z, Ravenclaw-Z, I don't know, Ravenclaws. You won though. So hey, huzzah.
Also
You
an
know what?
appropriate username.
I actually hope that is very appropriate. See, she smiles on you. Maybe the Raven Queen is the true victim here out of all of this here. And
That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying.
I
Oh my
hope-
god!
Yes. Oh,
Sorry.
I just hope. Oh, right. That was Farida. Got it. I thought you're very excited about something, not just
No, Farida's just gonna push
propaganda.
Bailoff off the
Got it.
mountain.
Exactly. The Brimstone Angels Shadowfell bundle is available now. You can purchase Disco, the baby Moonstone Dragon Familiar, to support the Canadian Cancer Society, so you get something dope and make a difference. Desmond is coming to Idle Champions this Wednesday.
Yes.
Oh, hi, it's
First
me.
member of the Black Dice Society to be making an appearance in Idle Champions. But will he be the last? And last but not least,
know.
oh, the world's gonna find out. Shout out to Scott's Fitzgerald Gray for writing this adventure. Look at that precision. We are done on time, and we will see you all next week, 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern. Bye-bye.
Peace.
B-Day Walters, where can't you find me? You can find me all over the internet, wherever fine streaming content can be located. You can find me on G4 as the host and dungeon master of Invitation to Party on G4, Twitch, YouTube, and cable TV, and all over the tweetagrams at B-Day Walters.
So you can follow me on Twitter at Erin M Evans. You can watch me on twitch.tv/CND Games on Wednesdays at 11 for Champions of Lore with B. Dave Walters and Trevor Bettis, where we talk about the lore behind Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can see my work in Idle Champions and Forgotten Realms because I write adventures for them now. And you can also watch me on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/Dungeon Scrawlers for Dungeon Scrawlers, an actual play show in the Forgotten Realms with a bunch of fantasy writers.
If you're looking for me, you can find me at twitch.tv/Deejay Knight primarily, because that's where I spend the vast majority of my free time playing video games.
And being a science fiction nerd. It goes reasons.
What am I up to? Playing in the Black Dice Society, playing in this lovely game that you're watching now, shortly, around, yes. And playing a lot of space and sci-fi games. No Man's Sky just dropped another major update, which is literally the thing that pulls me from whatever else I'm doing. It's like, oh, No Man's Sky, let's go. And also just, I don't know how this February became the release of all the games, but I'm playing all the things, and there's not enough time in the day to play all the things. So juggling a lot of plates, as it were.
I'm Mark Meer. You can, of course, see me here on Idle Champions Presents. You can also catch me on the Black Dice Society every Thursday on the official Dungeons & Dragons Twitch and YouTube. You can also hear me on Stitch of Fate, a podcast by night, a Vampire the Masquerade podcast, available every Friday, pretty much wherever you'd find a podcast. And, of course, I'm available on Cameo for all your Mass Effect-related needs.
You can find me, my personal stuff at shareefjackson.com, SHAREEF Jackson.com. That has links to all my stuff, including Rivals of Waterdeep, which we just started season 12 with Latia Jakis as the DM. And you can find all that stuff at rivalsofwaterdeep.com, or just check us on the socials at Rivals of Waterdeep. All the past episodes, podcasts, clips, TikTok, all that kind of stuff is all on there. So check it out.
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. You can find more about me on my Twitter at OboLauren, and that's usually where I post all the important things about me.